Well, it's another Monday morning, and how quickly Monday comes is something we must really be investigating, but always a pleasure to come your way to serve you another installment of your favorite breakfast show, the AM show. I am MFA Akosiadetin as well. Today, a beautiful lineup for you. Of course, Noella Karen Iyale will be up to bring you some news updates, and as well, Haruna Mubarak will bring you some sports updates. And on to news review today. This morning, we shall be reviewing a lot in the news. John Darko, MP for Swame, will be joining us. David Bondi, Chifu Eti Mokwa, and board member of SIC as well, will be joining us. And Afel Money, former president of GJA, will help us review everything in front of the newspapers. Some of that as well you may not have seen in the newspapers. But as well, onto our big stories. Police officer dead, security fight in Sampa in the Bono region after masked gunmen stormed down, opening fire in rival clashes in some parts of the town Sunday afternoon. We shall take you there for update. Also, we shall take you back for some highlights of President Mahama's engagement with civil society organization and the fallout as well, plus a live coverage of the Ghana Space Conference at ISA at the University of Ghana. After that, we have your weekly dose of trending stories on the trends. You don't want to miss this one. So, of course, you want to join the conversation with your thoughts via phone and as well all of our social media handles. Do well to stay with us. It's a Monday morning, new week, new blessings. Stay with us.
It's a brand new week, a clean slate. Good morning and welcome to the AM News, of course, with me, Noella Karen Iyale. Let's begin with our top story. And Ghana's dream of a modern, efficient railway network has been described as a journey on delayed tracks. Once a proud link between mines, port and market, the country's rail lines today tell a different story, one of neglect, encroachment and lost opportunity. As part of global efforts to transition to sustainable and greener transportation options, the German embassy Joy News Climate Talks put spotlight on the Ghana's railway sector. What's the hope and investment opportunities for the country? Well, Inathalia Kwanzaa report from the Western region.
In 1896, Ghana's railway system once carried the lifeblood of the nation's economy. Cocoa, timber, bauxite, manganese. But after decades of neglect, the same lines that drove progress are now symbols of decay. 5 years ago, hope returned. After 12 years of silence, the passenger rail from Takoradi to Takwa roared back to life.
And seeing the train on the line to Takwa, the last time we got to Takwa was September 2007. And even with that one was on Accra train and Kumasi train, where the passengers will have to drop at Takwa.
Today, those same lines have been taken over not by passengers, but by illegal miners. The stretch between Bonsanre and Nsuta is now a mining field. The noise of drills replaces the sound of trains. The land trembles, not from locomotives, but from excavators. At Achem, near the site of the new standard gauge railway project, illegal miners dig directly beneath active tracks, threatening a multi-million-dollar national investment.
We have already reported this to our sector minister, Honorable Bukari. He has also informed His Excellency the President. I've been assured that there will be an interministerial task force that will be constituted to help us address the issue of the Galamseyers. As I mentioned before, this cannot be one spot assessment. It must be a routine enforcement to make sure that we can address the issue of the Galamsey menace on the Western Railway line, which forms what I call a part of our critical national infrastructure project.
His fear are valid. Once the busiest haulage route, the Takoradi-Nsuta line now lies crippled, and so does the company that depends on it.
You bear with me that the rail sector, if anything you do there is capital intensive. We don't have the infrastructure to generate enough revenue to pay ourselves, let alone do maintenance works. As I speak with you, Honorable, I know you may have heard for some time now, exactly 6 months, am I right? The railway worker has not received salary. And Honorable Minister, I am not going to blame this government. What we are seeing now is a cumulative effect. When I say cumulative effect, I know we will all understand. It didn't start from this government.
Desperate messages greets visitors. We need investors. Government, please help us. We are hungry.
We had an agreement from GMC. GMC is Ghana Manganese Company. They made some proposals. They gave it to us. We also did a counter proposal. This proposal, I've been assured, it's gone to the minister and it has gone to the president. Honorable, please follow up for us. Follow up for us. I'm begging you in the name of God, through Jesus Christ. I'm begging you. Because if you don't do that, this company will collapse. Will collapse. We on our own, we can't do it. Can we do it? No, sir.
For companies like Ghana Manganese, the collapse of the rail network is costly. A journey that should take 63 kilometers by rail now stretches 92 kilometers by road at triple the cost, and with devastating effect on the environment.
It will make economic sense if the rail is in a very good shape for us to haul all the material by rail than looking at the road. If we're coming, you saw a lot of trucks from Hawaso to by road, as also by road. But rail would have been the best option. If you yes, we support them, we support them to repair, kept the rail line active for us. But as we speak, it's completely out of operation.
For residents living along the line, the shutdown means more than lost cargo.
First, na train all you man. Na hire coffee pee ba haba pade. And so my bibi able to be a water and tentam. But since a train on you man, so I'm at the turn. Why basa?
It's a federal the man Mama there. I'm about to turn the back of our man.
The government says work has resumed on part of the Western Railway line with new partnership to revive haulage and passenger service. The upcoming Climate Talk 2025 here in Takoradi will again place rail transport at the heart of Ghana's sustainable mobility agenda. But for now, as illegal miners dig beneath the nation's heritage, the question remains, will Ghana's railway future stay on track or be buried under its own soil?
From Takoradi, let's take you to the Upper West region, where the president of the Regional House of Chiefs, Na Powele Carbo, has urged swift action on the Winchi Bamboy, Bolewa, Lara, Hamil Road and other key routes in the region. He stressed that the road is a vital social and economic link between southern Ghana and the Upper West, adding that its completion under the government's Big Push agenda would stand as one of President Mahama's greatest legacies. Na Carbo made the appeal at the climax of the annual Ko-Bine Festival in Lara. Joy News' Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Lara.
The week-long Ko-Bine Festival is being attended by people from all walks of life, including paramount, divisional, and sub-chiefs, queen mothers, sons and daughters of the traditional area. Also in attendance are nationals from some neighboring countries in West Africa, particularly Burkina Faso, who they share ancestral blood ties with. President of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs and Paramount Chief of the Lower Traditional Area, Na Powele Carbo III, commended the government for initiating the Feed Ghana program aimed at boosting food production and guarantee food security and supply of raw materials for the industries to create employment for the youth. He therefore encouraged the youth to take advantage of the opportunity as they unfold to better their lives. The Laura Paramount chief then turned his attention on the Big Post project launched by the government, calling for expedited action on the Wanchi, Bamboy, Bole, Walora Hamley Road and other key roads in the region.
I wish to add my voice to the passionate clarion call of chiefs and people of our region for work to be expedited on all sections of the road, as it provides the critical social and economic link between southern Ghana and the Upper West region and beyond. We will strongly urge His Excellency to consider this road as one of his legacies to leave for the chiefs and people of the Upper West region. I'm also pleased to note that the Laura Heng Tumu Road, a vital traditional link between the traditional area Tumu and the eastern corridor of the region, has been included in the program. The Nadoli Jirapa Dongmini Nandom corridor, if considered under the program, will create a necessary connectivity and make easy flow of traffic.
He waded into the issue of delay in appointing a substantive municipal chief executive for Laura, which was highlighted earlier in the week at the Youth Forum.
The effects of this delay are not far-fetched, including stalled development projects, delays in fund disbursements, uncertainty in decision-making, and a general slowdown of economic activity in the municipality. It is my fervent hope that a new municipal chief executive will be announced within the shortest possible time.
Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Rashid Hassan Pelepu, who represented President John Dramani Mahama, disclosed that plans are afoot to nominate a substantive MCE to accelerate the development of the area.
I wish to assure the people of Laura that due processes are well underway to appoint a substantive municipal chief executive who will soon be in place to provide the needed leadership and give the development agenda of the municipality.
Member of Parliament Bid and Waterhouse Mozier then seized the opportunity to account his stewardship to the people.
Under the agricultural transformation agenda, we have the following components: the Feed Ghana program, the Cocoa Nketenkete program, and Laura is benefiting from this program. We are going to receive about, I understand that it's about 100,000 day-old chicks. I'm not too sure about the figure. The Ejuma program, Laura is also benefiting from this program. Meanwhile, in due course, the construction and rehabilitation of small-scale irrigation schemes to ensure all year-round farming will also be initiated.
The festival for the umpteenth time is being sponsored by MTN Ghana, where they dole out a cash amount of 20,000 Ghana cedis, 1,000 Ghana cedis airtime, and hampers. Reporting for Dway News, Rafiq Salam, Laura.
Now, the District Chief Executive for Kajibi District in the OT region, Dr. Sam Suraj Isaka, has promised strict enforcement of district assembly bylaws to deal with sanitation offenders in his district. According to him, a day's general cleanup exercise is not enough to keep the environment clean. Dr. Suraj Isaka was speaking to the media during the launch of the National Sanitation Day, and there's more in this report.
The launch of the National Sanitation Day in Kajibi District was patronized by all, especially the security agencies, the Ghana Immigration Service, and the Police Service. Students from Kajibi Asatu Senior High School also highly participated. The DCE for Kajibi District, Dr. Sam Suraj Isaka, who expressed satisfaction after the exercise, called on residents to ensure proper sanitation at all times.
After the cleaning exercise, we had a small debate. We tried to encourage them, speak to the people to continue to keep their surrounding and their environment clean. We're going to replicate that in other communities. We're going to engage them. We're going to engage communities. During our town hall meetings, it is it's going to be a key thing we're going to mention to the people. We're going to involve Nananum, like I mentioned earlier on, going to involve the chiefs, the imams, the Zongo communities, and Togbu, and in every community, so that they support with this effort. Because I know the assembly alone cannot, carry out this exercise without the support from the citizens.
He mentioned the assembly is procuring more containers to increase its centralized waste collection points.
We do have centralized collection center in various communities. We have containers, but they are not adequate. We would procure more containers and make sure we place them at the vantage point so we could collect the rubbish. For Zoom Lion, Ghana government has about 4 different contracts with Zoom Lion. And so far, the 3 are in effect. It's only 1 contract that is, yet to be looked at. One of the contracts is the lifting of the containers, the central collection points you called. That contract is still in effect. So they are still lifting.
To ensure proper sanitation at all times, he stated that the Assembly has its bylaws gazetted and would deal with any sanitation bylaw offenders going forward.
We've just got our bylaws gazetted. We got the copies just last week. Now that we have launched this, we're going to make sure we enforce the laws. The laws are there, and we've gotten the backing, the legal backing to enforce them. Even if it becomes necessary sending people or prosecuting people in court, we are ready to do that.
The Narcotics Control Commission also used the occasion to advise the public on the recent worry over substance abuse among children as low as 10 years, and also to desist from any substance abuse. Details of this in subsequent bulletins. Peter Sanu for Joy News.
Now, the Secretary for Ghanaian Northern Ladies, Aisha Al-Hassan, is advocating for the employment of more casual workers at the Tamale Teaching Hospital to help keep the place clean. She said due to the inadequate casual workers in the facility, cleaning is ineffective, and she made these remarks at the Tamale Teaching Hospital in a cleanup exercise organized by the Ghanaian Northern Ladies to mark the National Sanitation Day.
The National Sanitation Day is a government initiative launched to promote cleanliness and improve sanitation across the country. It is also to support local assemblies in maintaining clean and healthy environments. Speaking at the exercise at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, the Secretary for the Ghanaian Northern Ladies, Aisha Al-Hassan, said the Tamale Teaching Hospital should be kept clean at all times.
The National Sanitation Day. So we are here to do a cleanup to help the hospital. You see, their wardlings or laborers are not too much, and so the cleaning at the hospital is not too effective. So we've come to add up to do a cleanup for them. So I'll plead with the Ministry of Health, especially the Minister for Health, to do more. At least take in more, especially the laborers and wardlings. There was, in each ward, we've gone to the first, second, up to 5th floor. There are only 3 in first floor, 3 second floor, 3 cleanups. They can't do that. They can't clean effectively. They won't do any effective work. So I'll plead with them to employ more so that cleaning at the hospital will be effective.
The Deputy Director of Public Affairs, Zubairu Ali, commended the women for their initiative.
The partnership to clean or to help clean the hospital, especially on this very important day, which is a sanitation day declared by the government. My CEO would have been happy to be here to say thank you, but for other equally important activities, he's unable to come. So on behalf of the CEO and management of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, we want to say a big thank you for your initiative.
In a related development, the Tamale Metro Assembly, led by its mayor, Adam Abubakar Takuru, marked the day with a clean-up exercise in the Greater Tamale. Speaking before the commencement of the exercise, Mr. Takoro thanked the people of Tamale for coming in their numbers to support.
And that is why Tamale Metro Assembly is out today to embark on that national assignment, to pray that we'll start this exercise with Bismillah and end it with Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, all gathered here. Thank you.
And the University for Development Studies UDS soccer team's historic global triumph has renewed calls to prioritize sport in Ghana's colleges of education. Now addressing the 12th Biennial Colleges of Education Sports Association Festival in Cape Coast, Professor Samuel A. Antintono, President of the National Conference of Principals of Colleges of Education, stressed the need to entrench sports in teacher training, noting it will boost talent development and promote sport at the basic school level.
The 12th Biennial Sports Festival, organized by the Colleges of Education Sports Association, COSA, happening at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium, brought together all 46 colleges of education across Ghana for a week of intense competition and talent showcase. The festival featured a variety of sports disciplines, including soccer, athletics, and other sporting events aimed at unearthing sporting potential among teacher trainees. Speaking at the official opening, the national coordinator of the Teacher Trainees Association of Ghana, Lala Victor, underscored the importance of the festival, describing it as a vital platform for fostering unity and discovering talent.
It will foster our unity, and then it will also emulate the talent and then the creative that we have in the colleges of education. Mind you, when you come to the colleges of education, there's a course that our teachers they undergo. That is the physical education, which means it is part of our curriculum. And so this is also a co-curricular activity. So if teachers come out and then they participate or engage themselves in some of these activities or festivals, it enlightens our creative and then the innovations that we have within us.
National President of COSA, Very Reverend Dr. Joseph Inchia Samoa, echoed the sentiments, stressing that the festival's theme is a rallying call for unity and collective growth in the teacher training community.
The theme is providing national unity and excellence through sports, the role of teacher trainees. That's our team. So we want them to promote unity among themselves first and also make sure that the entire nation is united. You could see as the events are going on, as the sportsmen and women were going to hoist their flag. It's moving across all the nation, the 5 zones, they are captains, and they moved together. They joined hands together, showing that together we shall move forward. And as ecologists, we need to start from there. So it trickled down into the entire nation.
The president of the National Conference of Principals of Colleges of Education, Professor Samuel A. Atintonu, called for greater attention to sports in colleges of education to nurture talent and strengthen sports development at the basic school level.
I think the way forward for us as a nation, we've seen recently what the University for Development Studies team have done to the nation. That's just a university soccer team that played all the way to the global stage to win a championship for the university's competition. We are also looking forward to paying attention to this college of education. They are teachers themselves. So once they themselves are sportsmen and women, they have the potential to develop sports down in the schools. So the way forward is for all of us to look for these talents, select them, and integrate them into the various national teams.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesal Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Well, that's it for the news, but we've got the business updates coming right up with Samuel Kujubrace. I'm Noella Kareniali. Stay tuned in.
Well, let's do some business now. And rural and community banks are threatening to drag the Bank of Ghana to court over what they call an unfair directive that could force dozens of their most experienced chief executives out of office next year. Now, the CEOs meeting in Takrady for their annual conference say the central bank's corporate governance rules are unconstitutional if applied retrospectively. Inafale Kwanza has more.
Concerns over aspects of the Bank of Ghana's regulatory framework resurfaced at the 24th Annual CEO's Conference of Rural and Community Banks in Takoradi, with industry leaders warning of dire consequences if key provisions are not reviewed. The president of the RCB's CEO's group, Alhaji Hayatundi Awudu Ibrahim, says this directive undermines contracts signed long before the new rules came into force.
For the past 3.5 years, we have restrained ourselves into dialogue, engaging them, bringing out the difficulty we have with that particular paragraph. If we fail to get them respond or revisit it, we have barely less than 6 months. We are heading to the courts. In fact, our lawyers have our instructions to proceed to the court, and then we can go there and ventilate our concerns so that we can get the declaration from a court of competent jurisdiction, whether we are right or the position of BOG is the position of the law.
The CEOs argues that cut-and-short contracts violate the Constitution's principles against retrospective laws and will rob the industry of decades of leadership experience.
Now, are you looking to power your home or business with clean, reliable energy? Then don't miss Right House Energy. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair happening from October 23rd to 26th at the Good Park, Accra Mall. As a leader in solar electrification systems, Right House Energy offers smart, affordable solutions from custom solar setups to expert consultations, all backed by lifetime support. Take a listen to this.
We talk about Right House Energy, it's all about solar. And then right now we are preaching to the people about hybrid solar. So with the hybrid solar, we combine it with the ECG. So when you come and they install it for you, some of your items or gadgets will be on the ECG and some will be on the solar. So with this process, it will help you save some of your money that you are using on it on your utility bill, that's the ECG bills.
Do you have some of the stuff here so that
we have some here.
Let's get closer to have a look at some of them too.
So these are the components. That are the main components when it comes to the solar system. So we have an inverter. So this one is an inverter, and this one too is an inverter. Then we have lithium batteries. This is a battery, and this one too is a battery. Then we have the panels there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, that's the panel. So these are the three main components that when you talk about the solar system that we have. So when you come to Right House, we have designed a special package for our clients purposely for this fair. So you can see we have some packages ranging from 50,000 to 230,000, and these are the packages that you can get it affordable on the solar market. And then it comes with a full installation. Everything is involved.
And that's how we wrap up the business update for you. And that's it for the AM News. Up next is AM Sports.
My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, Team Ghana wrapped up their campaign at the 2025 Africa Aquatics Zone 2 Championships with a total of 69 medals as the competition came to a close last night at the Boteman Sports Complex in Accra. It marks an improvement from last year's tally of 56 medals. There's more in this report.
As the fastest of the freestyle that we have.
It was 3 days of intense competition and celebration of aquatic talent as 16 countries converged in Accra for the 2025 Africa Aquatic Zone 2 Championships. Team Ghana made the most of the home advantage, winning a combined total of 69 medals across the junior and senior categories. The juniors, made up of 12 swimmers, finished second overall with 43 medals, behind Senegal, who claimed top spot with 31 medals, including 11 gold. Nigeria's Aidan Dumuji Abili was crowned the best male junior swimmer, winning 8 medals. Benin's Lona Eliani was also named Best Female Swimmer, winning 7 medals. In the senior category, Ghana reigned supreme with 26 medals, 13 of which were gold. Senegal followed with 12 golds from 36 medals, and Benin took third with 8 medals. Senegal's Omi Diop was named best female swimmer with 11 medals, 9 of which were gold. For the men, Ghana's Harry Stacey stood tall, winning 6 medals, including 5 gold.
It's always an honor, and to race such good countries like Nigeria, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, like, you know, when this goes on, it's always amazing. So always proud to be here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to these international events. I'm working towards them. LA 2028, Commonwealth, African Games as well. That'll be in 2027. Onwards and upwards. You know, I'm just trying to get better every day.
It's all over here at the Boteman Sports Complex as Ghana has successfully hosted back-to-back Africa Aquatic Zone 2 championships. There's now a growing feeling that the country would host the rest of Africa in 2026. The last time Ghana hosted the African Championships was in 2021 at the Trust Sports Emporium's Bukom International Pool. From the Boteman Sports Complex, for Joy Sports, I am Haruna Mubarak. To football, the University for Development Studies team received a rousing welcome at the Kotoka International Airport after their historic triumph at the World Football Games in China. UDS defeated Brazil's Paulista University to clinch the title. Now, Joseph Einga-Walter has more in this report.
The rival section of the Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport was buzzing with excitement. Songs, chants, and cheers filled the air as students and officials from the University for Development Studies, UDS, gathered to welcome their heroes, the newly crowned FISU World University football champions, back home.
You know, this is history. This is something new. So we are very, very excited. This is why we came all the way from Tamale to come and welcome our players here, and also to take them back to campus and continue the celebration there. So we are very, very excited, and we are proud of them as well.
It feels amazing. I'm really glad for them, and I'm actually happy standing here to have this experience, to see this experience, to actually feel how it looks like.
Proud of our boys. This is just a history and a dream come true. So we are proud of them. Where is expecting this?
Before this triumphant return, the road to glory had been anything but
It was kind of difficult. We spent like 2 months in camp. We started camping in 4th July. It was not easy, but we started preparing very early, and we were very determined that we are going to China to make a difference. We know it was not going to be easy as we went there and saw.
Their story began at African University Games, continued through the Gusa Games, where they secured bronze, and reached its peak with their global triumphant at the FISU World University Football Championship. For each player, representing UDS meant more than just competition. It was an honor, a once-in-a-lifetime experience that will forever remain in their hearts.
It's a great pleasure. After the game, I was on my phone and I saw like a lot of people calling, and I felt like they used to say success has many friends, but failure is an orphan. That was when I began feeling like I'm now someone in my neighborhood. Yeah.
You scored one of the best goals in the world in the FISU Games. That last-minute corner to win Ghana the match.
It was just a goal of my dreams. Actually, when we had the corner, I made my mind that I'll try the keeper, because this is not my first time of scoring a goal from corner kick. This is my 3rd time, if I'm not mistaken. So I just tried the keeper, and God willing, I had a goal.
Beyond all the celebrations, Ghana's Minister for Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Adams, commended the team for their remarkable achievements and reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting university sports development.
I want to welcome you back home. Celebrate, because you have done something great. Something no African university, no Ghanaian university has ever done. Your victory have only come to seal, to cement what Ghana is capable of doing, what it is that we have. And
as chants of victory echoed through the terminal, one thing was clear. The UDS football team had not just made history, they had inspired a generation of student athletes across Ghana. Reporting from the Kotoka International Airport for Joy Sports, Joseph Ayinga Walter.
Premier League. And that's how we end the sports segment here on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak.
The AM show, time for us to go into what the papers are reporting this morning. And as we do here on the show, let's go take you through what the papers are reporting as in the headlines. And I have the beautiful Emefa Akosia Adeti on our smart wall to bring you that. Emefa, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Kojo. Always a pleasure to do this with you. And because we do not want our audience to miss out on what's in front of the newspapers, we thought that why not? And so this morning, I shall quickly run you through the newspapers, and I'll start with the Ghanaian Times this morning. Of course, and I'm not surprised. The first one, Galamsey fight. I'll declare state of emergency if, and you see about 3 dots.
Yeah.
And if you see a 3 dot, it means that the small in page 12 of the Ghanaian Times, essentially the president saying that if he consults the security apparatus, and they think that, of course, why not? We need a state of emergency. It's not out of his agenda. He definitely will if we need it. And as well, Sports Minister rallies support for Black Stars. I don't know how I still feel about the Black Stars.
How do you...
I mean, you know that over the years, that feeling of Black Star and you having to eat before you support them and all of that.
Oh, I'm hopeful.
You're very hopeful.
Yeah, very.
I think you're quite an optimistic person.
Okay.
You generally are an optimistic person. But let's see how the Black Stars will really perform under this new minister's leadership, and then he's been rallying for the support. So why not? Let's look at how that will go. As well, Zoom Lion supports National Day Sanitation. If you take a read on that story on page 3, it will tell you that they have pledged their support for logistics, things when we need to be cleaning to at least have an effective National Day Sanitation. And as well, the Ghanaian publisher this morning says that Blue Gold demands mining lease back. Story is on page 3. And it's been claiming some bias towards Heath Goldfields. It's quite an interesting read, slightly controversial as well. If you're interested, you want to see that story on page 3 of the Ghanaian publisher this morning. And as well, Galamsey fight showing results. The lands minister has been speaking. I'm sure this is a fallout from the engagements on Friday. And as well, Baumia's 2028 bid gains major boosts. You'd see that some regions have come together. The Ashanti region, I hear that he got some resounding welcome over there. Market women as well. The Greater Accra region, some other regions, you know, pledging their support for him and insisting that
it looks like his message is being bought.
Well,
the team's agenda of trying to say that we have a history as a party, a tradition, where we repeat our candidates since '96. So
and they do better.
Exactly. So why change?
He'll be the first vice president to be tried on that front, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes. No. Again, he is the first vice president in their party to be elected as a flag bearer. You know, it hasn't happened.
I think,
2008, Ali Muhammad didn't win it.
Okay.
But he's been able to.
That's true. Well, so Ghana observes 40 days of Apostle Joseph. I think that will be on October 20 at the Legon Stadium, I think. So Daily Graphic this morning, Mahama renews war on Galamsey and pledges comprehensive sustained action as well. And last week we brought you the story about how teachers as well need to be rewarded, and there was an awards. We actually telecasted live on Joy News. And Richard Timob crowned most outstanding teacher. Story is on page 60. Congratulations to him as well. Yeah.
But for that one, I'll have my say.
Absolutely.
I'll have my say when we.
You definitely should have your say. It is the story that has everybody's attention over the weekend through to this morning. Noella brought you that story as well. How Galamsey rips through Insuta Railway, 3 kilometers, and it is Takrady Achim line, totally destroyed. Completely destroyed, and that's just the picture. The picture is going to be telling
selfish Ghanaians.
Of course, but illegal mining has always been because some people are quite selfish. And that story is on page 13 of the Daily Graphic this morning. The back of the Daily Graphic is giving you updates on sports as well. Resilience, Lions hold Kotoko. Stories on the back page. You want to take a read. Let's go to this, the back of the Ghanaian Times, which we already brought you. That's also some sports update. The custodian this morning. So, lawyer notifies Parliament to impeach Mahama over Galamsey. And what's interesting about this story, Kojo, is that this lawyer Woyo Ghanaian, used to be part of the legal team of the NDC and resigned from the NDT to now be the running mate at the CPP level.
Oh,
right.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so he thinks that he should be impeached because he's unable to declare a state of emergency over illegal mining.
Now we are an interesting one to watch.
It will be an interesting one as well. And also we'll pick Baumia for 2028. Ashanti, Eastern, Central, Greater Accra NPP delegates declare. If you're interested in our story, it's on page 3 of the custodian this morning. And maybe quickly, Kumasi Inner Road project began under NPP. The minorities will clarifying. You also want details of that story. It's on page 9 of the custodian. Could you, I'm correct, right? Page 9, my poor little eyes.
Yes, page
Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the Daily Analyst this morning. Says that we'll smoke them out, and this is under Galamsey fight. The Naimos vow to crush Galamsey operators.
They should go to where they are dealing with the rail lines.
The rail lines, absolutely.
Quickly.
Yeah. And as well, Mahama's influence in 2028 flag bearer race could make or break the NDC. Musa Dankwa of Info Global Analytics as well speaking. Sam George snubs 150 Rectron deal, backs 50 million telecell bid for Airtel Tigo Ghana. Story as well is in the Daily Analyst. You want to also take a read. And finally, for the Daily Analyst this morning, Kojo, unless of course you want us to discuss something, recover all loot, Togbe after the charges government. And I think this is when the Vice President as well visited the Volta region. Tension brews in North Tongue over shortage of premix fuel amidst reports of diversion. Take a read. It won't be me saying it. Take a read. Okay, the Daily Democrats, Mahama Land Minister lead United Front against Galamsey. And of course, you know, this is as well on the back of the meeting with the CSOs. 24-hour economy success is a collective one. Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff as well, has been speaking. And the media has been urged to defend children's rights as well. A lawyer has been explaining the NLA Act. And so if you're interested as well, you want to take a read. The News Center, Ashanti, Eastern, Central, Accra, swing to Baumia. Story is on page 6 and 7 of the News Center, and as well the photo. I think the Lands Minister is the most celebrated person in front of the newspapers this morning, right? He's almost in front of all of the newspapers. Says that government's 5-pillar anti-Galamsey strategy has been unveiled. I'm sure you followed that as well.
But it makes sense, right? Because today, the most talked about challenge confronting Ghanaians is not the city.
Of course not.
It's not the economy.
Of course not.
It is not poverty. Galamsey. Because even today, what you drink in Accra, you're worried about it.
Oh, of course.
That's why he's...
For the first time, all of us had one heart as Ghanaians, and it is Galamsey. But this story, though, Ghana has 2,600 million, and it ranks 8th in Africa. I think
MFI is one of them.
I think Kojo has the inside scoop. Sorry, and I'll let him bring you the details. But as well, Angela List wins 2025 Global Power Female Awards. Congratulations to her. That's a gorgeous woman over there. State capture unfolds. You want to also read the story on page 2 of the News Center. I think that will be all
once you say I have the details of that story, I name you as one of them because I was reading the details.
So now we have 2,599 persons fined.
Yeah, okay.
All right, Kojo.
Okay.
Well, there's also more news if you log on to myjoyonline.com, but that'll be all for the newspapers this morning, Kojo. You want to review the stories for us?
Thank you, MFA. I'm going to miss your face on TV in this 1 hour that we're going to be here.
I'll be behind the camera smiling at you.
All right, so this is the news review here brought to you by, MFA just did the headlines. We're going to go into the papers, go details into all of the issues that you see here. So stay with us as we go through. I have Mr. Afelmoni already in the studio. He is a former GJA president. We have here. Uncle, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Trust all as well.
Oh, by His grace, and the grace is keeping me.
Great one there. All right, so there you have it. Uncle is not here alone. He'll be joined by David Von D. He is the MP for Chifo Atimokwa constituency in the central region, and his constituency is also one of the areas where Galamsey, takes effect. So we'll have him here, as well as John Dakun, his colleague MP, who is the MP for Swami. He will also be in the House for us to discuss all of the issues. But this morning, I specifically wanted to talk about Galamsey because of, on the front page of the Daily Graphic, you saw that Galamsey rushed through Insuta rail line, 3 kilometer Takoradi Achim line destroyed, 3 kilometer Takoradi Achim line destroyed. I don't know if my back room is ready with that particular video, but when I saw the video, I was seething with rage. Now, I couldn't understand why, as a people, we can let our selfishness, we can let our greed lead us to deteriorate the environment the way we are doing, and to even let it affect state infrastructure that we've spent millions of dollars to construct. Look, they have destroyed 3 kilometer rail line. That's what you see on your screens now. I mean, this should never be what we'll subject ourselves to as Ghanaians. Go and review how much we spend on constructing a kilometer of rail line, and you would understand why we should all be very angry as a people. For people, some greedy people, to go and destroy 3 kilometers of rail line. I mean, you cannot really understand it as Ghanaians. We can't do this to ourselves. Just watch how, when we spend so much in constructing rail lines, then some greedy people, I don't want to use some words on TV, else I'd have gone ballistic. Because when I saw this video over the weekend, I was heartbroken. I just couldn't muster words to describe how I felt. Because if I really want to go all out, I would have to insult some people. The people who did this, they don't deserve to call themselves Ghanaians. And they say life and death belongs to God. But really, if human beings can go to their state infrastructure and cause this level of harm, this is not government. Put government aside. This is about us as a people. Because really, as a Ghanaian, as an individual who used the train when it works, and look, I have worked in Takoradi for 7 years. During the Joe Gatti time, when they brought the railways, the trains back on the line between Takwa and Takoradi, the joy it brought to people because they could transport food from those hinterlands to Takoradi was just massive. So to see that we live in a place like that, and we go and use our greediness to destroy the rail lines. Nah. And for those of us who live in these communities, who watched on, for these greedy people to destroy the state infrastructure like that, we must all bow our heads in shame. If Antibakado Yomunyo Onkoye, or the Enyim Guase, or the Madia, we cannot be doing this to ourselves. Every moment, this shoot to kill thing. If you see this, you might want to look away, and if it happens, it should happen. So, good morning to you, and thanks. Welcome already. Mr. Vondi Honorable Vondi has joined us. Uncle, I don't know, I guess you know about this line very well.
Emotional overdrive is in place, fully justified, in line with the law of proportionality. We need to fight Galamsey with the seriousness and ruthlessness it deserves, because this is a practice rooted in evil, a practice which is nothing short but wickedness in its most naked nastiness, which threatens to sentence
Oh,
35 million Ghanaians to premature death and this extinction. So this is something we should not joke with at all as a nation. So Kojo, we are on the same side, and because it's heart rending, so wrenching, bowel emptying, and even heart stopping.
I mean, 4 years ago, we were told by the then Deputy Railways Minister, Kweku Asante Boateng, that it cost $5 million to construct just a kilometer of rail line. So even if we are using the 4 years ago figures, it means that these 3 kilometers would cost us 15 million. And look, 4 years ago, so by now, just say it's around $7-8 million.
It's a hell of a lot of money.
Monies that we could have used to construct school buildings for children who are studying under trees, we have to use to repair this line.
We feed prisoners.
Because of some greedy people.
Inordinate greed.
Oh, anyway. Honorable Wande, good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning to our cherished viewers.
Hope you are well.
The Lord is our strength. We're successful. We're good.
Historically, did you have rail lines passing through your constituency?
Yes, I do, but it's been destroyed, and all the rail lines picked away, by the previous administration. So currently, we do not have.
The previous administration picked away the rail line.
They took everything away. I mean, it's been the rail line from our constituency. It really came from Accra right down through our place to Fosu and Oni Valley and all those places. So it was what we used to transport goods and.
Oh, so there was a line from Accra.
Yes.
All the way to your place to the place you mentioned, the place in Fosu.
Oni Valley. Right around to Takwa, those places. Yeah, very serious rain. I had sat in it before when I was very young, those days. But I don't know what happened. A new bridge is being constructed in Trifupraso, river. But the old bridge even been fetched out and taken away for scrapped or whatever. The rail line has all been taken away by the previous administration. I really did not know exactly I think
the deterioration started before the previous administration.
Oh yeah, as for the rail line there, it's been over the years. Yeah.
So what
fell into abandonment.
That's it. And what it means is that currently we do not have one. But I guess.
But this one we saw, it was a functional one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you looking for that particular picture?
I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah. That's a video.
This is a murder. This is. It's just like, okay, so imagine that a train is on its way now. Passing through that rail.
Derailment.
And it gets there. What do you think that thousands of people on board, what do you think will happen to them? Would have lost all of them and killed, murdered all of them. This is wouldn't be an accident, would have been a pure, deliberate murder, to these people. Look at what we did to us. It's all because we're looking for piece of metal that we call gold. Human being waked up in the morning, took a breakfast, ate food, risen, washed his face, and then says, I'm going to work. And then he went into work and did this. And when Vondi is talking about it, people will sit somewhere and say just anything. We don't like the truth in our country. We lack the ability to contain the truth. And that is our problem. How do you do this? And then you call yourself a party member. How do you do this? Listen, it is my prayer and hope. And because I do not know when these things started, especially the Ray one, these very pictures and videos we're seeing, because I do not know when it started.
But does it even matter, sir?
Hold on. And who was the DCE when it started? Then I do not want to chastise our DCE now until I know the truth that under somebody's watch, these things happened. You see, His Excellency Mahama is a God sent. And I'll tell you why. He said that going around arresting these young boys and girls who are engaged in these things will not end the trade. Go behind and arrest those sponsoring it. Then you will end the trade. Why would human being go and do this to our country? And we celebrate it. Some of them may be watching us very soon, and they'll be insulting us. Because why? Somebody is able to go there to get some money, and they waste the money even. They don't use it for anything meaningful. What is money without life? Look at our water bodies.
But isn't our focus
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Isn't our focus on government the reason people do what they do? Yes, I understand government is the one that is supposed to ensure that our infrastructure is protected or are protected. But with this, government cannot be in everywhere. What about citizens, those of us who are doing this?
See, my brother,
we have assemblymen and women.
Look, I've been saying these things, and I'll say it again. Look, this trade is being accepted in a society where it happens. They see it as their source of livelihood. They see it as, okay, this is who we are. We are Galamseyers, and that's what we do for life. That's how they see it. Now, to stop this trade, you can't get their buy-in, okay? What you do is to disarm them, to stop them from doing what they are doing. Let them, stop them from getting the equipments that they use to do this kind of thing. Take the chamfan away. Don't import it into this country again. The excavators should be regularized. They should be controlled. It should not get to their hands, okay? Then you are making some meaning. But if you leave the excavators and then the chamfan engines to come in, and you say they should not use it, they will use it because they don't see it as a crime today themselves, and the rest of us, they see it as a source of livelihood. And that's the problem we have. And so, for me, the move that the Land and Natural Resource Minister, my own brother Kofi, is taking now is the best move. Declare a security zones on our water bodies. Stop the importation of the chamfan and excessive, excavators that you do not know what we're going to use the excavator for. Excavators must only be imported when somebody have a contract that you need excavator to execute the contract so you can trace it. There is too many excavators in our country today than even the human beings in the country. They go and talk about it, and somebody don't want to understand. We just cannot take the truth. You see, that's the problem. You know what I know, and you know what is the truth, but we can't take it, and that's our problem. That's our problem.
Oh, no.
The media is selective. Politicians are selective. Opinion leaders are selective. And we all living and behaving as if though we do not know the truth.
Same page. I think the media are on the same page.
You see, so for me...
United.
For me, I think that the media should be able to expose even the most powerful people, so-called. Because if you are powerful,
but as for the media, as for the media, if we get to know that you are the one, why? We are not afraid of you. We'll say it.
So because what we're seeing in our country
now. But again, what is the use of is a National Investigation Bureau?
Yeah.
Yes, they should be doing some of these to identify, to uncover the faces.
You see, when I say the media should expose even the most powerful people, Joy News, Joy FM, multimedia, and some of the media houses, you can't take it away from them. Without you, would we be seeing these things? So you're doing well, but I'm saying that you can do more. Okay, let's encourage ourselves, all of us, to be able to stop this, because you know why? Very soon, what I know is that we will be dying like chickens. Look, see the water we are drinking. I tell you what, there is no purification system of these water bodies that will get it into a very wholesome water to drink.
Away.
I tell you what, we're killing ourselves. We are killing ourselves, and we are, but
the central government you have the power to say we are ending this.
I'll tell you something. Until the human beings, they themselves agree to be ruled, to be governed, governance is extremely difficult. Until the human being, they themselves accept and agree that where we're going is dangerous, it's killing us, stopping them is difficult. I am not saying it's a reason why we should not stop them, but I'm saying that we ourselves as human should begin to reason and know where we're going is dangerous for this country. So we can make it a little easier for the politicians who are willing, like His Excellency Mahama, to be able to stop this. And if we don't do this,
leadership is key. Leadership
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Leadership and followership go together.
I agree with you, 100%. Look at what His Excellency Mahama is doing.
What is he doing?
Look, even meeting the CSOs.
But don't we know what it will take to end Galamsey?
Hold on. But the fact is that ideas do not resonate in one person.
Understandable, yes.
You would have to come together.
Yes.
And do you know that the engagements we are having is even working on the conscience of some people? And so people may even begin to think about not doing it.
How that?
That alone.
Now, the Catholic bishops have written a paper to the presidency. They've given their proposal already.
Yes.
The media and citizens movement against Galamsey, Ghana-based group, they've even said they've sent more than one proposals to the presidency as to how to end it. So really,
you see,
as to the blueprint to end Galamsey, I'm sure the government knows.
And so the point I'm making to you is that it does not mean that we should stop engagement. Engagement will continue. You see,
engagement without dividends does not make any.
From now onwards, we're going to see something very drastic. And drastically, when it happens, Ghanaians should agree and accept the fact that you can't be seeing these rails destroyed, or in the name of Galamsey. You can't be seeing our water bodies destroyed, or in the name of Galamsey. So we all die one day. And so we must take a decision that may be difficult to accept, but that must be the truth to end it. And I think that is where we're getting now. You know how much money it will take to reclaim these waters? You know how much money it's going to take? Just because somebody want to. I mean, and you know what? They don't see it as a crime. This is murder. This is a crime against humanity, against our country. When you go to China...
But isn't that why we have laws? Because if you leave it to a human being, he will do whatever he likes.
The laws in illegal... And the name is illegal, isn't it?
Yes.
In itself tells you that thing is a crime.
Exactly.
It's illegal. Must we be finding a law to back what's already illegal?
So why are we not...
You understand my point?
Yeah, I get it. So it's against the law. It's a crime.
For example, when you go to China, do you know China, they have more gold than we have in Ghana? Yes, check. They have more gold in China than we have in Ghana. And so why do we allow the Chinese to leave their gold, come here, come and help us to destroy our own, and we are applauding them? Why are we doing that to ourselves?
But you've said something. You said,
why are we doing that to ourselves?
This is a crime, right?
So when you call it illegal, you need another law to deal with the illegal.
So why are we not able to deal?
My brother, do you need that?
Honorable, why are we not able to deal with this?
You see, we are not able to deal with it because of one, political will.
Yeah.
Do you know why it is political will?
No, you tell me.
Because some, and I'll be very wrong if I lumped everybody together, but some politicians seems to be behind
of all partisan heaves.
This trade, this illegal trade. At least if you listen to Frimpong Boateng's tape, it would tell you that it is really becoming evidential that some politicians are behind this trade.
Okay.
So it makes it difficult to crack the ship.
So why are you not starting from
by politicians?
Yes. It's an open secret.
Hold on. Now, there are some people who claim to be powerful who are also interested in this trade. You see how it looks?
Powerful. Powerful people are in it.
So you see how it is?
We understand all of that.
Now, hold on.
We understand all of that.
Now, I can tell you, we have 8 months in government now. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
No, we're 9 months.
9 months. We've held some meetings here and there. And look at what we just did with the CSOs and all that.
What is the end result?
Hold on. Now the meetings are over. I can assure you that.
But we need
wait for action.
Okay. When is the action starting?
The action is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is going to do everything it takes to end this madness. And I can assure you. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama
for the government.
No, hold on.
To intensify action.
And that's why I get
tangible, intensified
that's where I disagree with you in a way.
Why?
In a way. This trade didn't even start under Akufo-Addo.
Oh no, nobody has said so.
No.
So, but it got intensified under Akufo-Addo. You cannot say that is not true.
That is true.
And so, in 8 years, intensive and extensive destruction of our outer bodies and our forest bodies, you cannot use 8 to 9 months to stop it.
But don't limit it to 8 years.
You cannot.
Don't limit it to 8
I'm
years.
saying...
You say 8 years intensification. but the damage started way before. Because in January 2017, and Cobra was so bad.
So you heard me correctly.
Way before 2017.
When I said that the trade did not start under Akufo-Addo. So it tells you that getting it... the most horrible era of this trade happened under Akufo-Addo, and there's nobody that would say no to that. I am saying that you cannot use 8 months to cure these things.
We're not saying cure. We are saying that we want to see some action that we haven't seen anything.
Now we've had all the communications, all the engagement. It is over.
So you use 9 months to talk.
Hold on. No. I think that you've seen some few actions here and there.
Oh, the Benin. It happened under Akufo-Addo.
But going forward, I think that Ghanaians should begin to accept and understand the conditions under which we find ourselves, and will understand what His Excellency Mahama is about doing.
I don't know if you know Butre. Butre is in the Hunter West constituency. Okay. Over the weekend, I saw visuals of Butre, the river Butre entering into the sea at Butre, and I was shocked. I am told that some of the hotels along that shore are folding up because people are not coming.
Even in
people are not coming. Because if you see,
these are the stories.
If you see the nature of the deterioration or the coloration of the sea, who will come and swim in the sea? Because the shore, that's where we swim. We cannot go deep.
From Cape Coast towards Elmina, where the River Pra joins the sea.
Oh, that's Biposo, right?
No, not Biposo.
Okay, where?
Oh no, just from Cape Coast.
Okay.
Is it River Pra? There's another one.
Okay, between Elmina and Cape Coast.
And see,
that's not the Pra. I've forgotten the name. Is it Itri or something?
And see the devastation. It's
that has also changed.
Go there and see.
I've not paid attention.
And even look at the people's one you're talking about. My brother, it's shameful for you to bring a friend. Recently, one of my guys from US, Bob, visited me here in Ghana. And we were driving to Takoradi, okay? And he wanted us to drive. He wanted to see town. And I didn't want us to go. Because it's shameful to see things like that. And he asks you, why are you destroying your river bodies? And then you said you're looking for gold. He says, so, but the United States, we have a lot of gold in the United States more than your country. But our river bodies are not destroyed. And we agree. Then look at what we are doing to this railway. This is a pure murder. I think that some investigations was happening in this particular thing. It's a murder. I mean, this is a crime against humanity. This is a crime. Look, assuming a train.
So my guys are trying to get the river, but even from the picture we're seeing, if they put it on the screen, you will see the river. It's colored all the way to that small community.
My brother, I have said that we can still mine and not destroy our water bodies and our forest. There are types of mining. Look, what I think we should be concentrating on is the rock mining.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
The alluvial mining And then the dredging in water bodies, we must just stop. It's
as for water bodies, water bodies should be no-go area.
You see, when you look at the rock mining, and you can just have about a space like this room, okay?
And there could be like 10
and then you can have the government, now we have Gold Board, sponsoring and providing technical, assistance to these young ones to be able to build proper shafts, okay? And long shaft to be able to mine the rock. The rock do not destroy water bodies. They don't destroy forests. They don't destroy land. Okay.
Honorable, I'll let you continue, but what my producer and the director has done is to try and give us a Google map live view of what's happening. So currently in that community, that's how it is. Now, you see that clay line there?
Yes.
That's the river. And the river is joining the sea. But look at the seashore there. It has changed.
You see? You see?
Yeah.
You see?
That should not be the color of the sea.
You see this? You see that?
I'll try and get us a drone shot of the but see the shore and see the how the clay the muddy water has changed the sea there. So you cannot swim there. And that's why
I think that one of the things that is also going to help us is the prosecution, like we keep talking about. And today, I learned the Attorney General is inviting Akonta mining owners to appear. And I think these are some of the things that will serve as a deterrent to some people who think that we're in government
loopholes
and who think that we're in government and that it is their turn to also make some illegal mining and to make some illegal money. I don't think some of our people in the NDC is thinking that they want to join the trade. However,
but the allegations are some of them are already there.
However, if some of them are thinking, if some of them are thinking of joining this trade, then I tell them.
Oh, they are,
Then I tell them. Then I tell them that under His Excellency Mahama, it
goes beyond thinking. Some are being investigated.
So I'm saying that. Okay, so that is a clear example of His Excellency Mahama's dislike and disagreement.
Investigate how long will you investigate?
So
this is like 2 months ago.
So the point I'm making, investigation. You and I know that some investigation that takes very long, especially based on the evidence that you are putting together in order to form.
So the media should
and so it is not really, So for me,
on that investigation,
that demonstration alone, you have a president who stood at Kumasi to say that even here, when his sector minister says that these guys are entering forest illegally and are mining and destroying our forest body, you see a president stand in public and say that is not true and that they are not engaged in illegal mining.
But isn't this why we are not winning? Isn't this why we are not winning?
Then you have another president. When allegations were made against some of his people, he quickly called for investigation. Which of these two presidents will you say that have the win?
But isn't this why we are not winning? Yeah.
Beyond
saying that this person did it and this is very different.
Against the president.
So again, like I keep saying, the talks are over. Wait for actions going forward now.
Hey, we have to wait for 9 months for the rivers to keep being
I'm sorry.
Look at the river.
Where we are now.
The turbidity has increased from 14,000 to over 90,000.
Not within 9 months.
It was 14,000 in 2024, September 2024. July, August 2025, it has moved to 95,000.
So again,
what are we saying?
So again, I am saying to you that the talks are now over. Wait for action. And that's what I will tell you.
The action should be relentless.
And that's what I will tell you. You see, His Excellency Mahama himself said that a fight against Galamsey is not going to be an event. It is going to be a process. So this is going to be relentless. It's going to be in perpetuity. It's going to be a fight we're not going to stop until we get to where we're supposed to get to.
A fight against Galamsey can be likened to, feeding a shark. Once you stop feeding the shark,
it'll go back. Again, let us not forget
that
there's another serious area we must look at. That the people are doing it, most of them for livelihood. And that is why when you look at His Excellency Mahama's programs that we're doing, feeding Ghana, all the things that we're doing, giving jobs to the youth today and all that, is the way of trying to provide them work so we can have an alternative for them whilst we fight them to get out of the water bodies.
I have to be plain with you. we should not be attacking or dealing with this Galamsey issue from the livelihood point of view. No livelihood, alternative whatsoever, can replace what they do.
I think people's livelihoods also matter.
So yes, they matter, but I'm saying that this one, it goes beyond. But it goes beyond livelihood. This is crime or crimes that are happening. See, Mr. Moni, if someone goes to site today and gets 500 cedis, what livelihood are you going to give him to replace this 500 cedis? So when we do the argument along the livelihood line, we will be missing the point.
We do the 5-point strategy, the 5-pillar strategy, also takes care of sustainable livelihoods.
Yes, I'm saying that, Mr. Money. I live in a place where this is happening. I see.
You've seen it?
Oh, I've always said on TV that I come from a place where Galamsey is done. There's rock mining. That's why I understand that the best is rock. Because when I was young, the rock was being done, nothing like this was happening. Because even rock, we watch them in our homes.
Transit to the rock.
The rock is there already. Yeah. But I'm saying that the argument about say it is people's livelihoods, and so we have to see how we can deal with it. We'll lose it.
No, but that is the fact.
What have we tried? You see, let me remind you. You know that in 2017 coming, the government then engaged these people on how can we give you alternative livelihoods, where they suggested oil palm, they suggested animal rearing, they suggested welding and co. But they didn't take advantage of it.
So you see, those people, they lost touch with the reality.
We have areas designated for community mining.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get that. But I'm saying the argument, we should not approach these people to say that because it is their livelihoods, we would want to treat them with kids' club. I understand, I get it.
The survivor instinct will push them to criminal heights if it's not if their livelihoods are not taken care of.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. I'm told that we have the drone shot from Butre. Let's watch it. This is what is happening. So this one gives you a clarity or a clear picture.
So you see where
of how
it's entering the sea.
The sea.
And that's what is that we're doing to us.
This is tea water.
Whoa.
This is it.
This is not tea water. It's mud.
So see, the shoreline where people have to swim.
Yeah.
So who's swimming this? Is the reason the hotels here are collapsing.
Yes.
This is Butre.
So
live visuals.
Totally gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it take a lot to reclaim all these.
That lagoon there, we were, when you go to Butre, you do canoe ride on it. But this one, you cannot do it again because of the way the water has been polluted. And when the drone takes you a bit further, you will see the tributary, how the pollution is.
Yes. Anyway. I mean, half of the pollution, we've seen it over and over. Okay. Everybody's seen it. When you go to Chifu, for example, I mean, the river Chifu, I used to, when I was young, anytime I visited my parents, we drink water from the river.
Yeah.
We fish
common practice
from the river. I mean, I lived it. Okay, today go there and see. It's horrible, and today is dangerous to even get close to the river, and they are still mining in the river. But you see why I kind of may agree with you. The feeling of what's going on and the understanding that you may have may push you to think that some people may be taken out by false enemies. You get what I mean? Because you see, what's happening is very bad, and it's against humanity, and this is a crime. Until we see it that way. So why can't we invest rather in rock mining and push our boys in there and protect them? And that's exactly what I think this government is doing and will be doing going forward. Because you see, mining in Alovia, what they call Alovia, what they call water dredging and mining, we definitely cannot be done and be done well. All we can do, whether you are a legal miner or illegal miner, stop Alovia mining, stop water dredging, and then go into rock mining. And I think we can make some sense from there. Otherwise, the Alovia mining, the rock, the water dredging, the chamfan thing, we will not be able to survive it.
All right.
But what we've got to now, more is expected of your government to move the nation from this stubbornness of hopelessness to the area of environmental.
And I assure you, from 9 onwards, see what's going to happen.
Okay.
See what's going to happen.
I pray that this alternative livelihood will succeed so that they can get something to do.
You see?
And then we take them out of... because like you explained, the alluvial and the dredging, that is what, or these are what have brought us all the problems we are facing today. Because, Uncle, when I was young, even the rock mining, they bring it home and we wash.
Yes.
You know, washing, like you have a place like this, it's 2. So there's water here. You wash, the water goes there and it circulates.
And comes back.
It's here.
Yes.
And then there's, you know, you get the metal. So we were okay until this alluvial, well, I don't know where it came from.
But we are in a different area altogether. So we need to filter. What about strategies have it?
Oh, yes.
Into the web of reality. We need to square whatever action to the logic of reality. And the reality is
that's why people say
the livelihoods of the 3 million people in mining should not be abandoned.
And you see, if we want to say we are replacing a job that can pay them what they get, we won't be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you see, the mining areas, the kind of money these young boys can make, you'll be amazed.
Yes.
You'll be amazed how much money they can make. I agree. But what is money without life?
Yeah. But that's the essence they have to get.
What is money?
These guys need to get that essence.
So at least if you get something sustainable and you have life, you're better off than getting all the money and lose your life.
Okay.
These are some of the things that they must, they must understand. And anytime I see the rail like this, the rail lines like this, I get very mad, It's a crime against all of us.
Okay, let's still stay.
One day they will come to Jubilee House and begin to dig Jubilee House because they find gold there, and then they'll be.
But they have the temerity to dig around police stations.
If you
around
can
police
do
stations.
Police stations.
Yeah, police
if you can do this to a railway line, and you can do this to a police station, and then what it means is that one day John Mahama will be there, His Excellency, and then people will come there and say, hey, get up, we're going to mine. And that's what we're getting to.
But do you know, last 2 weeks, there's a story from Takwa where a shop caved in because miners were mining, under the shop.
Yes, you see,
so
when you go...
you won't be surprised that Jubilee House, they could be taken somewhere.
You see, the underground
police stations cannot be spared. Now you can imagine, police stations cannot even be spared.
You see, underground mining, for example, there's a space, a level that you have to go without. You don't have to go more, above that level. If you do, it will cave in. And that's exactly what happened. And what's happening? There is no regulation. We are not following anything. A whole Takwa. And you can't tell me that was illegal mining, You can see that was some level of money where the odds there were so rich and people were chasing it to a state that they've forgotten about their senses.
Those were Galamsey, so anyway, it's still illegal mining.
It's still illegal mining there. So which is wrong. And we can't continue to do this to ourselves. And that's what I keep saying. We can't continue. See, a day will come, 5 years from now, even a year from now, even now. Look, we are just digging our grave. One day, mass burial will all be gone. We'll all be gone. Because even the contombre we eat today, the mankani we eat today, the cassava, you think you are living in East Legon, so you don't mind. One day, I had one politician on a rally, I was saying that, sit there and be saying that, a whole noble person. They will bring the cassava to you. You will buy the cassava and eat your fufu. And you will see what will happen to you, whether
politicians are not immune from ignorance.
In
politicians are human beings. They are not immune from ignorance.
No. That cannot be ignorance. And you see, this trade, you can't be a politician and say you are ignorant about the effect of the trade. You can't. Then you are not worth it. You can't.
No politicians.
Then you go and shout and say, because Galamsey is not done in Accra, we should go to the bush and go and tell them to stop and that we should not be talking about it in Accra. Really? And then you don't know that the foodstuffs will be brought here and you will eat them. The water bodies, the water you are drinking, they are all coming from the villages. They are all contaminated. Look at the sea. And you are happy and you are telling people, you're enjoying it. These are the things. And I'm not talking about only MPP. I'm talking about both sides must now realize that we've gotten to a state where we must all stop Stop. Well, Bondi will say it, because I will tell the truth, though, unless I'm not giving the opportunity to talk. But if I'm giving the opportunity, I'll tell the truth.
All right. We've been joined by John Dakon. He's the MP for Swami. No, good morning.
Good morning.
Trust you good?
We are managing under the circumstance.
Okay.
Sorry for coming late.
Anyway, how are you, my brother?
That's my brother. Mr. Money, thank you.
But Bondi says that his government has finished talking now. They're going to act. You're hopeful.
But this is my brother, so I'm happy he's saying this on there. I'm sure when we get out of this place, he will say that. Look, the situation, as you all have come to know, is getting worse, and I hope that the government stays up. In fact, the president, at the time he was campaigning, he told the nation that Nana Akufo-Addo was the president and Galamsey was his problem and that he should fix it. We have come 9 months into a new administration. Galamsey is a problem of the president and he needs to fix it. In fact, we are all aware of the dire consequence of the illegal mining. That's what my brother was just saying, the food we eat, the water we drink. And I think the other danger part we haven't maybe hammered on a lot is even the national security aspect. Right now, if you look at the way Galamsey is being handled, right, it's become so difficult because the locals, where the Galamsey is happening, right, they've given up. Now, our military doesn't seem to have the power to fight these illegal mining activities. Now, it will surprise you. If you're not careful, we may have Sierra Leone on our hands. You know, those days, that's what used to happen. The rebel groups would take over mining places and drive away anybody who wants to fight them. That is where we've gotten to. Now, those who are engaged in illegal mining have become so powerful, even politicians cannot fight them. So if you are not careful, these people will continue to dig and dig and dig, and they will reach those of us in the city who think that Galamsey is far from us, and they will take over this country. I've said elsewhere that if you look at the people who are mining, it's not only Ghanaians, we have foreigners who are into it. Of course, apart from the Chinese who are bringing big money and big equipment, we also have a lot of African neighbors who are down under the earth digging. So you can see that this is a concerted effort by these nationals from outside the country to destroy our country.
But with the help of your greedy citizens.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but you see, but that is why
the Chinese ambassador did explain that
it's the Ghanaians who take them to the mining site. But again,
and
that is why as a people we need to be very serious, need to be very careful, and there's no better time than now to declare this the state of emergency that we all require. Declare all these places as national security zones, and make sure that look at what is happening, and make sure that we don't find anybody on these mining sites. Look, now we talk about the forest. People are mining right on the rivers, all the river bodies in the country. Recently, Joy report. Joy, I mean, we are in Joy. So, one of your report, Bole, there's a river in Bole, and you have some fines sitting on the river, mining right there. And this is a water body people used to fish in. People
the black water.
Yes. Now it's destroyed. So I think that we have a responsibility to ourselves to ensure that this fight, is taken to these illegal miners and ensure that Galamsey stops. Because look, otherwise we are all going to suffer the consequence, and it's going to be dire. Right now, if you go to these mining communities, those who drink the water body that run through their villages, the number of birth defects, in these areas have skyrocketed. The food they are eating cancer. The doctors are telling us the cancer they are getting as a result of these polluted food items and the water bodies. And so, apart from the fact that there's also the national security aspect, there's also the health aspect. Now there's serious health emergency in the country. Okay, now people don't buy food from some areas in the country. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I said, well, now he doesn't buy food from if he's traveling on the Kumasi-Accra road, he doesn't buy food items from the Konongo and then the Suhum area. And I'm like, oh, so you think that that's the only place when you come and buy it in Accra, you are safe. You are definitely not safe when you come and buy it in Accra. Okay, so we think that we can find a way to avoid the consequence of this, but we cannot. It's a very serious matter that everybody must take serious. And look, what is happening here is that we voted for a new administration. I can say that they won the election by the landslide we've seen, partly because of the Galamsey issue. We were talking about it here in Accra, the villages were talking about it. Now it is a responsibility of the president to handle this. But unfortunately, the president only sees the economic aspect of the Galamsey, the monies that come out of Galamsey. We are told that the president says that there are about 4 million Ghanaians or 4 million people who are benefiting from the Galamsey economy, that people are making money out of it. And so they think that it's going to be very difficult to, as it were, lay all these people off by fighting Galamsey. Again, the government is profiting from Galamsey by reason of the establishment of the gold board, or the Galamsey board that is it is now known.
It's called Gold Board.
Galamsey board. They are buying the gold from these small, these illegal mining businesses. How do you fight this when you are buying the gold from them? So you're actually supporting Galamsey. Once you buy the gold, you support Galamsey.
No, they said they are buying from small-scale miners. Of course, you're a lawyer. You know that they are licensed small-scale miners.
Okay, but let's not go there. Here, right now as we talk, I can tell you about 90%, or maybe even 95% of the small-scale mining business we have here are all engaged in illegal mining. They're all Galamsey.
Where's your evidence?
Stop that. So
you in court, you say where's your evidence?
Let's not kid ourselves.
So where's the evidence?
Let's not kid ourselves. All the distraction you are seeing, okay? Can you point any small-scale mining, which is properly so-called, doing any of these? Everywhere we have right now, all the distraction, they're being caused by illegal mining. And have you seen a facility?
So take out the small-scale mining.
Have you seen a small-scale mining facility running, doing a perfect job right now? Is there any?
Yes. I don't want to mention the name, but I'll show you. I'll show you after.
And I'm saying that
I'll show you after.
Constitute just less than 10%. The majority of the small-scale mining are engaging in illegality. They are all Galamsey people. And
it's difficult for me to accept it.
You know.
You can't say. But the majority, where's your evidence to show that they are majority?
So let me make my point. So okay, if majority, right? If majority were doing the right thing, we will not be seeing this. We will not be seeing the kind of distraction going on. But majority are engaging in illegal mining, and I can tell you that they constitute more than 90%. But let's move on. I'm saying that I want to support the government any way possible to do this, because this fight, we have to move it from the political arena. We have to move it from the politics. All right? But if the president comes to say that we have about 4 million people benefiting from this whole Galamsey economy, then it tells you that fighting it is becoming difficult for the president. If you set up a Galamsey board to buy the gold from these illegal mining companies, you are inadvertently supporting this illegal mining.
Okay.
So the government itself has become part and parcel of the problem. How do you resolve it when you are the one paying these illegal mining guys? You are the one paying them to go down there. When they bring the gold out, there's Galamsey board waiting at the entrance, ready to buy the gold for them.
There's nothing like Galamsey board in Ghana.
You understand?
That's Gold Board.
When they came, when this government came, My brother is here. The Galamsey board was when they brought the bill. It was passed.
But in Parliament, do you have a Galamsey board? Do you have any Galamsey board bill that you think?
Galamsey board is gold board. Hello, you need some tissue, some medication. I'll provide it. I won't take it.
When they brought the Galamsey Board Act,
can you imagine? When you fix your mind to say what you want to say, so nothing will cure you.
Okay, so you brought the Gold Board Act to buy Galamsey gold. How about that? You brought the Gold Board Act, and it was passed under certificate of urgency. He is here. He knows. The government was ready to collect the money, and they said that they've been able to mobilize money from the gold resources to stabilize the economy. So you see where the president's thinking is. You need money from Galamsey to stabilize the economy.
But he didn't say Galamsey. He said the mobilized
from the president of the Republic of Ghana. So you have to learn to quote him well.
The president will lie. Of course. Oh, my brother, you know.
It's not the best.
The president will not say he's going to buy the gold from the illegal mining guys or the Galamsey.
So why are you saying that?
But we know, as a matter of fact, that the gold we are buying here. Now we are told about 50 or 51% of the gold we purchase are from the small-scale mining companies, right? And if you have about 90% of the small-scale mining engaged in illegal mining, what are you talking about? So the reality is that the government has become part and parcel of the problem. So if we are to fight this, then the government has to really look the whole Galamsey board setup. Okay, we had the resources, we put money, people are being paid to buy gold from these illegal mining sources. So what are we doing to ourselves? We are not being frank. It looks like we just want to talk. And that is why I was surprised when, you see, the president is somebody, me, of course, apart from the fact that I respect the presidency, I respect personally. I was shocked that he called this meeting because in opposition, the president and his team were very, very vociferous about fighting Galamsey. So eventually when they won the election, a lot of people thought, okay, now we believe, okay, that there's somebody who is now going to fight illegal mining. But it's getting worse. We all know that from the last August to date, the stability level in our water bodies have gotten worse from 14,000 to 90,000.
For one river.
For one river.
I am so.
Others are getting worse, and I think you have it on your screen. So, if the situation is getting worse, what do? Do we continue to engage in the same thing and expect a different result? We cannot do that. They say it's a definition of something, I don't want to say, that you do the same thing and expect a different result. Okay? We need to change our strategy. And I believe that the commitment has to go way beyond the talk. As they say, don't tell me about your values. Show me your budget. Where are we putting the money into? How much are we putting into fighting Galamsey? If you don't put money into fighting Galamsey and you come and tell me that you are fighting Galamsey, there's no way I will believe you because those are just words. So it's about time we began to, put real action. As it stands now, this nation, I'm told, that we have become the epicenter of, what do you call it? The importation of
excavators.
Now, if you look at what is happening in our communities right now, excavator has become one weapon that they are using to destroy our economy. Why is it that this thing keeps going on? Why can't we put a ban on it?
The president has acted. He says now without a permit, you cannot.
But that was the case. In fact, the previous.
But he says you are not doing it.
Oh, the previous. There was a registration. You needed to register.
But he has explained that. He has explained that. They were importing. When the machine comes here, then they will come for permit today. That's what he said.
There was some form of regulation. I'm saying that we should even ban it altogether. Okay? Because really and truly, if you look at the amount of excavators we have in this country, for the construction sector, they just need a minute part.
All right.
We don't need all these excavators.
You are calling on the government to act. Today, according to the Attorney General, Wontumi has to come to Accra for his charges to be read to him.
When he was arrested, he went and squat on the sand, shouting they should release him.
So, see, I mean, everybody who has been charged, I mean, will have to appear before the court. Of course, I'm a lawyer, I understand all this. So it's okay. I believe that Wontumi will have his day in court. He will bring his lawyers. he will bring the evidence of more or less his innocence. But now it is the responsibility of the government to prove his guilt. He actually doesn't have to prove his innocence. But of course, once you are charged, you also have to show something. So it is the responsibility of the government right now to prove his guilt, to prove that one, either he didn't have a license when he went in, and even if you have a license and you engage in it, because you can have a license and still engage in illegality. Like I was explaining the other time, if you go beyond where you've been given, okay, on your license, you'll be engaging in illegality. Sometimes the small-scale mining license was for 5 years. People mine after 5 years. If you continue to engage in that after beyond the 5 years, it's illegality. People,
one of the former Minister for Environment and Lands, Abu Jinapo, did say that Wontimo was mining illegally in the forest reserve.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know that, but if he said that, well, no, fine. If he said that, of course, it will be part of the evidence the government may even put forward that even his own ministers under his own government admitted that he was engaged in illegality. All of that should be put before the court. Look, I mean, nobody is above the law in this country. We are all citizens under the Constitution, under our laws. I believe that Wontumi will have his day in court, and the prosecution will have to prove his guilt. If they're able to prove all the ingredients of illegal mining, of course, the law must take its course. When we went to the Ioko, it wasn't just so much about the fact that he's been arrested. The fact that they kept him beyond the 48 hours and tried to use...
Something we all condemn.
Yes, they tried to use the state resources to intimidate people. Those were the things we're talking about. Because look, I mean, so long as we live as a people, these things are going to happen. When the NDC goes out of power in 2029,
who told you that? Your wildest dream.
The new MPP government.
Your party's collapsed, you don't know.
He has the freedom to prophesy.
Will obviously take some of their own people through that process. So it's okay. But you see, should that be the case that you only focus on one political person because the person is a politically exposed person?
No.
The Galamsey we have in this country, okay, the problems, what we are going through, it's not being caused by Wontumi. Indeed, Wontumi, now he has no license, he has nothing to do with what is happening. Today, this year, I'm not sure Wontumi has any company engaging in mining, whether legal or illegal, but the situation is getting worse. Who is causing that? Is it Wontumi? So their own people who are engaging in illegal mining, we need, Yamin, that's his name, right? Yamin and these other guys who are engaging in illegal mining.
They don't have any evidence to suggest that.
Alleged.
But Wontumi be convicted of engaging in illegal mining?
Sorry.
I think both Wontumi and Yamin are entitled to presumed innocence.
Exactly.
So
but
you're making a categorical statement.
The guilt of Wontumi before he goes to
wrong.
Yamin and wrong. And you have this.
You're making a categorical statement against Yamin when you have no evidence to that effect.
Go and ask.
Go and ask
Akutiringa.
You do not.
Go and ask your age whether Yamin is engaging in
He never pronounced Yamin.
Because he's seen that. And the other one, Abanga, they are engaging in illegal mining. They are engaging in illegality. They are the kingpins.
Say that with the greatest of respect.
And what is the government doing about it?
Say there's an allegation.
Yamin and Abanga, they are engaging in illegality.
No.
There's allegation. You have proven that.
Oh, God have mercy.
Even before he goes to court.
Can you
Your people are doing this, and you are not talking about it.
Learn from me. Tell them. These are only allegations, and they have been called to investigation.
And this case is still the only person who is engaging in mining activity. Your people are engaging in it. So, to be fair, the president and his people will have to bring everybody. If you think that you want to fight this fair and square, everybody, whether you wear the green, white, and black, or you wear the red, white, and blue, let us know that there's commitment to fight anybody who wants to destroy our water bodies and forests. That is what you need, not selective justice.
Hey, opposition talk, you know it, wow. What?
That's what you were doing.
When the president had a hint...
And Ghanaian voted for the president promised us virtue, and he and his people are practicing vice. That is what is happening in the NDC, right?
The president had... Listen.
That is what is happening.
Listen.
Galamsey,
there was an allegation...
And must be fought across board.
Hello.
Nobody should be spared because of his political color.
Take it easy. Take it easy. There was an allegation against two gentlemen in government, this government.
And there are even more.
Hold on. You are a citizen, you have a responsibility to bring them out if you know something.
Yes.
Hold on. Then the president.
There's a lot of Galamsey going on. You haven't mentioned your name. This is my brother. They haven't mentioned your name. But there's a lot of Galamsey going on in your constituency.
Oh my God, have mercy.
I'm told his chief. A lot of people are engaging in Galamsey in his constituency. What has he done about it?
You don't want us to discuss that, so I won't discuss that. I won't discuss that. Now the president says there should be an investigation into these, allegations that were made against 2 gentlemen in my government. Absolutely fantastic. You have another president whom, when allegations were made
and lost power to that.
So the point is, hold on. So the point is,
so I was going to tell him that
follow the investigation.
Next week when he comes here, I'll ask him what's the latest, because
let us follow the investigation.
So when you come here, I'll ask you.
Then we can make some.
Next week I'll ask you.
Before he comes.
Okay, so that's fine.
The media have a responsibility
to find out.
Of comprehensive
We'll go and ask. We'll go and ask.
So you can't come here.
We'll go and ask. But when you come, I'll ask you.
When there is no findings, and that's you a lawyer. I'm not. When you convicted who?
Anyway, but related to.
So you can't be saying,
Let's still stay in the mining industry, because the news center is reporting state capture unfolds. And the story is that the reassignment of the Bogosu Pristia gold mine lease to Heath Goldfields has ignited one of the most contentious disputes in Ghana's mining history. The action provoked accusations that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, the Minerals Commission, and the Heath Goldfields acted in concert to unlawfully dispossess future global resources and its special purpose vehicle, Blue Gold Bogosu Pristia Limited, for their mining lease. Now, the story says, with financial commitment secured, NASDAQ listed backing in place, and ministerial conditional approval granted, there was no lawful basis to revoke the lease. Yet, the Minerals Commission and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources withheld essential permit, creating an artificial default. Heath Goldfields, a company incorporated only on February 6, 2024, with a stated capital of 10,000 cedis, applied for the Bogosu Pristia mining lease just a week later, on February 13, despite the fact that the lease was still legally held at the time by FGR Blue Gold. By a letter dated November 12, 2024, the Ministry of Land and Natural Resources approved the Minerals Commission's recommendation to reassign the lease to Heath Goldfields. Well, that's where we are. You're a lawyer. Let me start with you. I mean, they say that they were legally...
whose opinion is that?
This one. Yeah. Is the FGR Blue Gold who is also making these allegations?
I think it was written by one of Elvis
Darko. Elvis Darko is the writer anyway.
Of course. It's sad. I mean, but why are you surprised? Are you surprised that the president is trying to take this for his brother?
Oh, no, this is not his brother.
You can't say that.
Heath Goldfields has nothing to do with Ibrahim Ahmed.
All these will come out. I mean, but
well, you know something more than we know.
For me, I believe that once we talk about state capture, it's becoming obvious that the president really wants his brother to take, in fact, more or less over our mining industry. I mean, it happened during his last administration before he left. He eventually assigned all the Inahini bauxite to his brother. He had to take the court to declare the said mining lease as illegal. Because
Did the writer mention Brahim's name?
I'm just saying.
So why you you don't?
But why you?
I'm just saying. Let me make my point. You are talking about state.
My God.
So let me make my point.
God.
So I'm saying that
MPP. No wonder your party's collapsed.
The kind of government we have right now, they have just decided that they are going to share the state resources. I mentioned the Inahini bauxite that the president gave to his brother, this particular one. They are talking about state capture. And it looks to me that the administration is bent on sharing the resources. And I'm not surprised. This is an unfolding story. I'm yet to look at it into detail, but hopefully the people of Ghana will see what this president is doing. Like I said, they promised us virtue, and they're actually practicing vice. When they were campaigning under the last administration, they accused the former presidents. The same way, state capture. But here we are, just 9 months down the line, this is what is happening. Hopefully.
But I guess your argument will be valid if Ibrahim Mohammed's name was really mentioned with Heath.
You see that.
It's not there.
We are waiting for a name. They set up companies to take over these states. You see.
So you're only assuming.
Start your investigation and you see. I won't tell you, start your investigation. Why? Do you think you will see the names Ibrahim Mohammed?
But if you won't see it, why
they set up companies to do this?
No, but if you won't see Ibrahim Mohammed on the papers, why do you?
So why do you think the writer captured it as state capture? Why do you think the writer, the one you read it to me, why do you think he captioned this as state capture? We will see. That's what the media, you were present this when they were campaigning. There's state capture here, state capture there. Now, 2025, it's getting worse. That's what I would say. We live to see.
You see, I believe in the truth, okay?
What is the truth?
And that is why many people may not be able to have the ability to take what I say in some of the things that I say. Because you see, I don't like saying things that are not true. The writer expresses his opinion without any evidence whatsoever at all.
No, he's not expressing an opinion. It's based on fact that he has.
No.
If you read it, he has a lot of facts.
Again, that remains his fact.
So now we have two facts.
But you can go and verify.
Can you say that remains two facts?
Sorry, he's not writing.
There's only one fact.
He's not writing from my perspective. And I don't think that he's forcing me to believe what he's writing. Neither will anybody force him to write what he do not believe. Again, I am telling you, I am part of Land and Natural Resource Committee in Parliament.
Okay, you are on the committee. I didn't know
serious, you know. And these matters came to our attention. The minister acted appropriately. Every considerations and concerns were taken into consideration. Every concern were taken into consideration. And I think that you are a journalist, a very good one at that. Go and look at the documents and read. And you will understand that there is no state capture, there is nothing that we did wrong, and the government was actually on point.
So why was it reassigned to Heath? What did Heath have over?
And that is what you need to be finding out.
Oh, you are on the committee, so I want you to tell us.
That is what you need to be finding out. Don't forget, these are business that we're talking about. These are industries that are sometimes be protected. And so you don't think I should come and sit on TV and be telling things that I don't even have details.
The story says,
so for me, look at it.
Heath was formed,
these are things
was incorporated on February 6, 2024 with a stated capital of 10,000 cedis. But the document you saw.
With the greatest of respect, I don't have the Registrar General's document right here with me, and so I cannot be making those statements to that.
But did they show financial wherewithal when they came to you?
Of course, why will they not? But you don't want me to sit.
How much did they show?
You don't want me to sit here and be talking about their capital.
But once you're on the committee, and you're educating Ghanaians.
So you don't want me.
You're educating Ghanaians.
So the point I'm making to you is that all I can say is that all concerns were taken on board, decisions were made on its merit, and I think that's all we're supposed to say here. If you want to know more, get to the minister, and I think that the right to information, is so you can go in there and get the information.
Oh, but if we have a committee member who knows about it, why would we have to go throughout?
You cannot sit on TV and be talking about people's businesses without authorization. Ooh. That is not right.
Interesting. Okay.
That is not. So the guy expressed his opinion, and I think you're a journalist.
So what led to the reassignment? What was wrong with FGR? What were the issues?
I'm sure that we all heard what we were thinking. Everything that we talked about was everywhere. Everybody knew. We don't want to be talking about that now. What I can say is the best decision was taken for this country, and that's what I can say for now. That's what I can say. I don't think you want to force me to say what I don't want to say.
Have they started development, Heath?
I think so.
Okay. You are just a committee, actually.
Well, I think it's worth investigating by the media. Every issue has 2 or more sides.
Yeah.
And the tendency of politicians to refract issues in partisan lenses has always been legendary.
Okay.
So it's up to the media to ferret the truth from these two sides and then feed the public accordingly.
Okay.
My boss, you see,
generally do a good job.
Political lenses in themselves are not wrong.
Okay.
It depends on how political lens and which lens you're using to see.
If it's NDC lens, okay.
Again, when you are taking a decision that will inure to the benefit of the Ghanaian people, it doesn't matter if it is political or not, but when you are taking a decision that is going to go into one person's pocket against the entire nation, like we saw in your administration, then you can talk about faith. But politics is not anything wrong. We do politics and it's acceptable. And so we can
they made your political lenses
lenses,
because the other Ghanaians sees politicians as people who are righteous in words but impure in deeds.
Okay,
that's your opinion, sir. I mean, I can't fight your opinion.
Let's bring in Enoch Afuakwa on this. He's a lawyer, just like John Darko.
I hope he tells the truth anyway.
Enoch, help us understand what are the elements to say that what is happening between FGR and Heath is or amount to state capture? You probably understand this field, so you can help us and appreciate it better.
Let me say a very good morning to yourself and to my senior colleagues on your platform, your guest this morning. And I must say that there is nothing, there's nothing in between FGR Blue Gold and Heath Goldfield, because Heath Goldfield went through the due process in acquiring the leasehold as far as the Bogosu Pristia mine is concerned.
Okay.
If you recall, sometime in September 2020, the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources at the time granted approval to the takeover of the assets of Golden Star Resources to FGR Resources now 10 Blue Gold Resources or Blue Gold Limited. Pursuant to that, we all believe that the assets of the Bogosu Pristia mine was in a state that needed some capital injection as far as to run the mine to the path of profitability. And that the Bogosu Pristia mine needed a strategic investor. That resulted in the takeover by the FGR Resources, proving that they had the financial mettle and the technical know-how to be able to uplift the standing of the mines and to run it to the path of profitability. But what did we see forthwith? 3 years after the takeover, the mine became bedeviled with debt. Salaries and emoluments of workers were unpaid for over 2 years.
Okay.
Electricity bills were unpaid for several months, several years. Taxes and other things, in terms of mineral grants and ground rent and other things, royalties were not being paid and a whole lot of things. So what was the business of the state at the time? The business of the state at the time was for the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to issue a notice pursuant to Regulation 200, Sub-Regulation 3 of LI 2176, the mining licensing regulation, to give notice to FGR Resources to remedy the breaches of their mining lease. And the remedy was simple, that they should find money and recapitalize the mine. They should find money and pay off their just debts. They should find money and make sure that they run the mine to the path of profitability. I believe the minister gave them three grounds to remedy themselves or to pay themselves of the breach as far as their leasehold were concerned. And in all this, the minister gave them 120 days notice pursuant to the mining regulation, and they failed to remedy the breach. They also failed to show cause as to why the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources at the time ought not to terminate the mining lease. And in fact, it should be on record that the minister did not even go by the 120-day notice. If the minister was to go by the 120 days notice, the 120-day notice issued pursuant to the Form 64 of LI 2176 ought to have ended on the 15th of November 2023. But it was went as far as the minister even granting a conditional approval, FGR merging with Blue Gold Limited to raise capital to be able to transform the mine. So similarly, nothing was showing up until the minister at the time went through due process through the recommendation of the Minerals Commission at the time to terminate the agreement between Blue Gold Resources Limited and open for competitive tendering process where other well-meaning companies also partook in the tendering process, then Teak Goldfields was seen to be technically and financially viable to take over the assets of the Bogosu Pristia mine. And I must say that even upon taking off, whilst awaiting the ratification of their lease agreement with the Parliament of Ghana, they have taken proprietary steps in ensuring that they take adequate care of the aged Bogosu Pristia mine by ensuring that the underground infrastructure is dewatered to ensure the stability of the underground mine infrastructure, again, to ensure that the processing plants and other infrastructure of the mine is maintained with the whole road and other things put into shape to ward off even the encroachers as far as illegal miners taking over some pits of the mining company and ensuring that water even seeps into the underground infrastructure of the mine is protected and prevented, are all in motion, whilst even awaiting. And I can tell you that they have been paid almost about 9 months of salary arrears owed the staff of Bogosu Pristia mine currently. Proprietary steps have been taken to negotiate and pay off the debt with GRIDCO and the Electricity Company of Ghana and all that there is. Local contractors have been paid partially. You can even call the community and verify that as far as the liabilities owed local contractors who had performed some services or some acts to the mining company at the time have been taken over by the current owners of the mine. And they have taken proprietary steps in paying off some of the liabilities as far as debt owed local contractors are. Some have been paid half, some have been paid 60%, 40%, 70% in that magnitude. And even in waiting for their mining lease to be ratified by Parliament, injecting capital worth over $50 million into the operations of the mine to be able to ensure that the mine stability is ensured is something that we must commend them. And this is a wholly owned Ghanaian indigenous company that we must all applaud for the dexterity in taking ownership of our mineral resource sector and making sure that capital flight and those monies are reduced to the minimum. Now Ghanaians are taking steps to own our mineral resource. And this is a positive step and a giant step for us that we all must ensure and pat them in the back and ensure that Ghanaians who have the technical know-how, who have the financial method, go into this sector to ensure that the resources that God has blessed us with stays in this republic. It shouldn't be always the Gottisberg era sort of mining governance structure that foreign-owned companies will come take over our large-scale mining sector, then give 10% free carried interest pursuant to the Mine and Minerals Act of 2006 and 703. The government of Ghana only has a 10% shareholding or 10% stake in this. Even if government of Ghana in this instance has zero shareholding in such an enterprise, so far as it is in the hands of a local Ghanaian indigenous company, the revenue, the profit, stays within the shores of this country and help sustain our ailing CD that depreciates daily, that depreciates weekly, that depreciates per hour as far as the forest market is concerned. And we must ensure that we take diligent steps in engaging local entrepreneurs also come into this sector, not to run them down as being done by FGR and other conglomerates.
Enoch, I'm grateful for the education you've given us today. Enoch Afuakwa is a lawyer there. He says this is a local business and therefore we must all support the effort by the local people to own the mines in this country. Now, Professor Douglas Boatin says, in a society where criminals believe impunity is assured, crime becomes a profession and corruption a culture disguised as ambition. What is happening to the railway lines is not mere vandalism. It is a symptom of greed, a moral decay eating through the nation's conscience. We are our own worst enemy, for the people in those very communities know the criminals but choose silence over truth. The media should drive through Konongo and see for themselves where Galamsey and environmental terrorists mine openly near main roads and even beside a police station, while community members say nothing, because they too are benefiting from the decay. The forests and rivers must be defended with firm resolve and national unity. Their destruction is not an environmental issue alone. It is a moral crisis that reveals how far we have drifted from conscience. The fight will not be easy. Those profiting from the chaos will resist change, but the rule of law must prevail. The nation must be prepared, informed, and resolute for defending our natural heritage is defending our collective future. Professor Douglas Boateng brought this one in. Jerry Finn says, KB, I'm listening to you live. I keep saying that we can control Galamsey to make it sustainable, profitable to the nation and keep jobs for the youth working in this industry. The issue of sustainable livelihood programs where they are asked to rear snails and grow palm trees is always not attractive to these young men, and it will be difficult to convince them to take those projects. We keep allowing the Chinese people to bring alluvial equipment. We have Ghanaian welders manufacturing the equipment for one-leg Galamsey operation. One leg. We have allowed the Chinese to be building huge warehouses all over the country for Galamsey equipment, and we don't stop them. We keep on importing excavators for Galamsey. So how are we going to be able to stop illegal mining? And this issue of Chinese building warehouses all over, if you see the warehouses they are building across the country, you'll be shocked.
Have you also seen the mall at
airport? Yes, behind
opposite Duncan Williams.
Yes.
And they've written boldly
China Mall. It's called China Mall. It's
when you are
very
in
big.
And you are entering Ghana, you see
is China Mall.
China Mall big at the tarmac. I don't know who gave the permit. Well, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I don't know how.
Well, you said for saying
with the ambition of local businesses.
How do you do that? I've always been saying this. And this China Mall is expanding everywhere. Yeah. They've now built one in Takrady, just beside the interchange. A Chinese mall is there. That big one, when I saw it, I was furious. I was like, because they have two.
To build that thing on our
they have two
airport, tarmac.
They have two in Spintex.
Yes.
Two China malls, big ones. Then just when you're getting to the airport or you're getting to the Accra Mall, there's this one big one coming up.
Where is sited? You see the.
Oh, you see when you are there's a runabout behind the Accra Mall.
Yes.
Not the Tetekwashi one.
No, I've seen it going.
Yes, exactly.
It's seated in the airport, airport land.
Yeah.
Airport. Oh, go and see it.
Very huge.
You see China more big.
Very huge. We are not saying that. We are not saying foreigners cannot come in. But we need to regulate it. Yes.
You collapse this guy's building.
No, not that place.
And all the enforcement loopholes must be
this
flagged.
one is on this side.
The right side.
I was in Kumasi the other day. They have hotels. Behind the hotels there are warehouses, and you can't even see what's in there. And when you're going to Takrady, even before you get to Dabwasi Junction, Dabwasi Junction, and some structures coming up, and we're just anyway.
We are helpless as a nation, right?
This one says, Mr. President, the situation with Galamsey in Ghana has reached critical juncture, posing a significant threat to public health and safety. The alarming levels of toxicity and turbidity in our water bodies, coupled with the contamination of our food supply chain by hazardous substances such as lead, mercury, and arsenic, are a ticking time bomb. The exponential rise in kidney, liver, and cancer-related diseases is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of inaction. We urge you, sir, to take decisive and immediate action to address this crisis. It should not take you 9 months to consult the security apparatus. Enough of rhetoric, Mr. President. Don't talk, do it, like Nike. Stop Galamsey now. Manche Bruce II in Takrady Brothers.
Brother, do you know, I think that our mining sector, what we call large-scale mining, those big companies, how long will it take Ghanaians to own things like that?
I mean, we started.
Maybe you can make it a deliberate.
I mean, we started. I'm told HEEF is one. HEEF is a Ghanaian company. So, now, Ibrahim Ahmed's is it PMP? Ibrahim Ahmed's company, how's it called?
Engineers and
EMP.
Yeah.
They've also taken one in.
Nguvu Money Limited, owned by Analysts.
I think that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Analysts also owned this company in Zuma area, Adamus.
Adamus, yeah.
That's hers.
Yeah, I think that we should empower ourselves to own our own mineral resource largely. Because you see, I know that companies like Goldfields and all those big ones, it's not for us, okay? So if we're able to own those resources ourselves and create meaningful and real employment for ourselves, for our youths, in a way, may help. And I have another strategy. I think that if the large-scale miners, okay, concessions, can earmark a portion, okay, for community mining or, let's say, responsible mining, and they themselves will supervise how to create the pits and allow the young men and women who want to mine there under their supervision.
Yeah.
So they have a proper arrangement with
mining.
them. It will take them from the river bodies into their purview, their control, so we can control them. Otherwise, you go for one large-scale mining, they have all the lands, huge, and they go everywhere to mine. They say, stop, don't know it, it's our concession.
All right.
Bring them
sell on mining.
And get a place for them, so you control them.
For the sale of mining, permit me to sprinkle a good dust of congratulations on Angela List. On Angela List for winning the Global Female Global Power Female Award.
All right.
She's been subject to all kinds of attacks. But this has come to at least take some of the heat off her.
John, you have some remarks on this, on the gold thing, then we wrap up.
Well, I mean, my brother, I think that as a country we need to do better. I would have wished that this president would be known as the president who finally managed to, fight Galamsey. I'm still wishing him well.
He will.
I hope that we can do this for our country.
He will, trust me.
You see, that's why, my brother, let me make my point that because we've known him for the 9 months he's been in power. He's only been rectorate. He's only been our consort, our mate. The last time he met these people, I was wondering, Mr. President, you've been here for 9 months, you are now consorting. When you were telling Ghanaians years ago or months ago that you have all the solutions to the fight against Galamsey, didn't you have a plan? You are now looking for a plan. But all fair and square, he's made them, at least. Let's see whether we're going to see some improvement. Look, I mean, as an environmentalist, my best wish is to see a very clean environment. It's sad that when you travel outside the country and you see all the greenery, you see all the clean water,
the pristine water that you see.
It's amazing, and you want that for yourself.
But you can't have it in Ghana because of Galamsey.
You see, I always say when you go to our communities, even the regular communities, not mining communities, you see that the small river bodies, water bodies we had 20 years ago, they've all turned into gutters. We have Washing Bay sitting right on our river. We are polluting the river, not just from the mining communities. It's all over. You see these, you come to my place, we call them magazine, the mechanics. They work right by the water bodies. They finish, they pour the oil into the river bodies. So it's a big deal, and we need to tackle it from all angles, not just the Galamsey. Pristine environment is good for all of us. And I wish that the president and his team would do better. For me, I wish them well.
All right. Thank you very much. John Dakon is MP for Swami. Thank you for coming. David Bondi is MP for Chufo at Timokwa constituency in the Central Region. And also Mr. Felmoni is former GJ president. Thanks for watching. There's more to come here on the AM show. Please do stay.
You're watching the AM show. Thank you so much for staying with us. And by now, you'd agree that the Ghana card has become so important, more like a lifeline. You nearly cannot do anything in this country, most importantly, digitally, without it. And so this morning, we're getting up close with the National Identification Authority, and I'm joined by William Ampoma E. Dallas. He's Acting Head Corporate Affairs at the National Identification Authority. We get to understand what they've been up to, how has it been so far, and especially with the new era. Let's see how much progress they have made and whether or not you are still traumatized. If you lose your card, are you still very traumatized? How has the queues been? And so, William, thank you for joining us this morning. How are you doing? And this morning, let me start with that video, of course, which was trending on social media about you throwing out some Goro boys at one of your centers, the Carl Bank Center. So far since you did that, how has the response been? Are they responding to the sacking at all?
Right. Thank you so much for having me. And good morning to your viewers. We started getting reports, for some time now, and as management, we decided to take action. And, these Guru boys are operating at our premium centers alone. We wouldn't have had problems if they were just assisting people without fleecing them. But you hear complaints of people taking about 3,000, 5,000, even 10,000 from people, especially those that visit our premium centers to do updates. Sometimes they feel just going there alone to meet the officers will make it impossible for them to do their updates. So going through a middleman will facilitate the process for them. So any amount they charge them, these applicants are willing to pay. We've also seen an influx of that situation because of the window of opportunity that has been opened to Ghanaians to apply for the Ghana, to be recruited into the Ghana Armed Forces. If you are at a certain age, you are unable to join the Ghana Armed Forces. So we've seen the influx because of this. People are going through dubious means to get their details changed in the system. And as management that is in charge of the nation's most important data, it is incumbent on us.
Oh dear, did I lose William?
To ensure, please, Anna.
You are audible now. Please proceed. Let's try.
Great. So, as I was saying, it's incumbent on us as managers of the nation's most important data to ensure we have a credible data. And so we took the initiative to ensure we weed out these Guru boys from our premium centers. It's been fruitful, and we intend continuing with it. We know it's a syndicate, but we are also ready to ensure the practice is nipped in the bud.
Okay. You have just mentioned that you notice there's a need for it, especially when there's a window. For example, you cite the military where there's new entry or call for entry. This means that the service becomes more required. And so these Guru boys seems to want to fill the gap. But I see that you have sort of decentralized to at least cut out the long queues, because people are willing to pay premium because of the long queues. If I'm thinking right, what have you been doing about the decentralization and the opening of various centers as well?
Right, so since we took over as new management, I'm happy to announce that all our 292 registration centers are operating. And so today, if you visit any district registration center nationwide, you should be able to get the service you require instantly. We have provided enough blank cards to our district offices. And so no district officer has an excuse to turn away an applicant that they do not have blank cards who come a week later, a month later, or even days later.
Okay. That's good to know. Let's talk about children.
All our services nationwide are instant.
Okay. Okay, but before we even go into the children, which means that in the past, all the 292 centers were not functional. They existed, but they were quite non-functional. Is that it?
Yeah, so it started from March 2023 because of the shortage of blank cards. If you visited any of our centers between this period, you were unable to get instant services. But as I speak, all those hurdles have been removed.
Okay. Tell me, for example, how many minutes are you likely to spend, not in the queue, when you start your process, with an NHI, the National Education Authority person, a service provider, if an individual started the process with them, about how many minutes are they likely to spend currently?
Right. So if you visit any of our centers, save the premium centers, it should not take you more than 15 minutes to get your card.
Okay, we didn't add the queue, right? When you have to queue. This is when you start the process, particularly.
Right. So if you go to any of our district offices, there's about 4 staff operating at the moment. We are looking forward to beefing up, but that is the current situation.
Okay.
And so they have a limited number they are able to attend to every day.
Okay.
So for instance, we have told our officers not to do less than 30 applicants a day.
Okay.
So, yeah, so if you visit the registration center, the first thing, you get your form, your details filled. Once that is done, if it does not require approval from the head office, they will go ahead, move you to the ATU, the one that is capturing your fingerprints and your iris and all that, your bio details, and then your biometrics. Once that is captured, a picture of you is taken, and then it will be pushed to the machine to print. Once the printing, the card is out, it has to be issued. So there's an officer responsible for that, the same ATU will have to ensure your fingerprints are taken again before the card is issued to you.
Okay.
Let me stress on this. When the card is printed and it's not issued to you, you have the card but you cannot use it.
Come again?
When the card is printed and it's not issued to you, you cannot use the card.
What's the difference? Explain.
Great. So when you go through the process, the card will be printed. After the card is printed, you are required to put your fingerprints on a machine, ensuring, and then it will capture your fingerprint as well. The card will be slotted in a device. You put your fingerprint on it, and then after some few seconds, the card will be ready for you to take it home.
Okay.
If that process is not done, and the card is given to you immediately after printing without slotting it in the machine to pick your fingerprint for the last time, you cannot use the card.
Okay. I think this is important notice for those who are going in for their cards or maybe renewal, to get new cards replacement. But let's talk about what is current with the NIA now. I see that you're registering children, and this is between 6 to 14, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What role are parents and guardians playing in this process?
Right. So sometime last year, the authority started the registration of children between the ages of 6 and 14. Ordinarily, our process is such that we do instant issuance, but it suffered some technical glitches. And so the authority couldn't issue the cards to the kids, and the process was truncated. The new management took over and decided that it is important we capture all these keys into our database. But before we go ahead to register those who couldn't register last year, we have to print the cards and issue them to the kids before we can begin new registration. Okay. And with our checks, we were able to register about 377,000 plus kids between the ages of 6 and 14. Now, we are done with the printing. Our officers are doing claiming in all the 168 districts and municipalities that the registration took place.
So out of the 292 registration centers, you dedicated 100 and how many For children?
168 districts started the registration of kids between the ages of 6 to 14.
Okay, and this was not exclusive to just children. It was doing it generally, but these 168, you're certain that if you visited it at that time, you'd be able to start the process for your child?
Yes, even these registration districts, we could not capture all the kids. As I said, when the exercise started, it suffered some technical glitches, and so they had to truncate it, revert, and then see how we can resolve the issues before we continue. And let me hasten to add that this is an exercise we're doing in collaboration with the NHIA.
Okay.
So, yes, so at the moment, all the 377,000 plus cards have been printed. The officers that were able to finish with their claiming as of last week Friday, districts that had finished with their claiming have been allowed to do the issuing today. That is 6 October 2025.
What role did the NHIA play in this?
As the week go by, any districts that is also able to finish with the claiming, they will also be allowed to join their colleagues to issue the cards to the kids. Let me use the opportunity to plead with parents that they go with their case to the 56 districts we're starting today, so that once the issuance is done or once the card is issued to the kid, the parent can take custody and keep it for the child. You will agree with me that if you issue a card to a child aged 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10, chances are that the cards will not get home. And so we are pleading with parents and legal guardians to join their case in these 56 districts. The issuance doesn't take long. The maximum time is between a minute and 2. So they won't waste time there. Within a minute or 2, you'll be done with your kid. You can go back to your duties or responsibilities.
Okay.
So we are begging them to follow their case to the schools.
William, 2 things, clarity. The NHIA, what role did they play in this particular process for the children between 6 to 14 as well? And then you reiterate that these are those who are collecting the issued cards today are those who started the process some time back. You want to exhaust this process before you start with new ones. Any clarity on these 2?
Right. So, currently your NHIA number is your Ghana card number. If you've noticed, NHIA is no more printing cards. Now, they are very particular about kids between the ages of 6 to 14. And so even though it is the mandate of the National Identification Authority to register kids from age 0 to infinity, or Ghanaian from age 0 to infinity. But at the time, we didn't have the financial muscle to undertake this exercise. So the National Health Insurance Authority came in handy and supported the authority to get the cards so we can do the registration.
When you say came in handy, what do you mean? Financially, or the cards that they would have used and printed for NHIS, they then used it and printed this one?
Please come again.
What do you say they came in handy? I need just a bit of clarity on that. They provided financial support, or instead of using the cards to print for NHIS card, they instead used it for Ghana cards. I just need a bit of clarity on that.
Right, so our cards are different from what they were issued. They actually procured the cards for us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is about how quantity wise. Do you have that number?
If my memory serves me right, I think they procured about 3 million cards for the authority. And as I speak, they have even put in their budgets to procure another class for the authority so we can continue with the registration of the case after we're done with this issuance.
Okay. I hear you as well say that the process for the new cohorts would begin after you've issued this one. But how are you ensuring that children in the rural communities are not left behind? Every child must have a card, should they not?
Great. So the reason we're doing the exercise in every district is so we move to the schools to register this case. And so be rest assured that after the issuance, which will span from today to the first week of December, the authority, the two authorities will sit down and roll out another plan to go into the various districts and municipalities and the designated registration centers within the schools to register the case. And this time around, we're looking at instant issuance so that we will not go register, bring the records to Accra, print, and go back. It will be a waste of time and resources. Those were some of the glitches that happened during the registration last year. So this time around, we are going in very prepared to ensure that beginning next year, all the kids will be registering will get their cards instantly.
Okay, that sounds like music to my ears. Let me understand as well, for everything that you need for an adult to register to get your Ghana card, is it the same for the children as well? And I ask this because of the role of guardians and parents as well.
Thank you. So it is true, the same. So if you are bringing your kid, when we start, if you are bringing your kid to get registered, you will need a birth cert or a valid passport. In the absence of this, we have a vouching system where we've trained people, as commissioners of hope. They will assist you to vouch for your kid. If you are already, if you are already registered into our system with a Ghana card, you will be able to register a guarantee or vouch for your kid. If you have not registered, a senior public servant can stand and vouch for the kid. When I say senior public servant, like a police officer, military man, a teacher, a senior, any senior public servants within the community that knows the family can stand in and vouch for the kid. Or even an assemblyman within the catchment area can also vouch for the kid.
Okay. Away from the children, let's talk about institutions who have been fully integrated into this Ghana card system. You want to share some with me?
Right. So as I speak with you, we have quite a number of institutions on our verification platform. You can talk of the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority.
You've had a little on-pass with them, right?
Yes. As I speak with you, the board chairman for both GRA and NIA, and then the two chief executives have met. They have ironed out all the differences. And so there is a roadmap for the payment of what is owed us. The amount of money they owe to the NIA, they have agreed to pay. And so we are on good terms now. And we are hoping to work together as we go. Clearly, if you look at their own words from 2022, they were clear that, and if you go to my joint online, it's there, that the integration of the Ghana card has increased their revenue to over 80%. So clearly, our platform is helping them to rake in the revenue they desire. And so
basically, it was just boiled down to the l'argent. It was just money.
Yes, you see, let me clear this. Someone will ask, why are you taking money from another government institution?
Not someone, me. I will ask.
Okay. Right. So, this is a system, and it needs to be maintained so that you can get real-time verification. And so the amount of money we are taking is not like we are charging them for the data. We are charging for the systems we are using to ensure that they get the correct data to collect their revenue.
Okay.
So that is basically it.
Okay.
And so the GRE is on. Passport office. Passport office, they are on.
Okay.
DVLA, they are also on. Bank of Ghana, they are on. The commercial banks, the rural banks, they are all on. In fact, per our laws, every transaction that requires verification, it is a Ghana card that has to come in handy, or the institution is supposed to use the Ghana card. And so today, if you recall, DRA was even issuing TIN numbers in the past. But today, your TIN number is your Ghana card number.
Yeah.
SNET is on our verification platform. Quite a number, over 100 institutions are on our verification platform.
Okay.
Now, so if you recall, a few months or weeks ago, we reiterated the point that those photocopying the Ghana card should be careful, because if I come to the bank or your institution to perform a transaction that requires verification, and you photocopy my Ghana card, you have not verified me, because you can't even authenticate whether the card that I'm holding is fake or genuine. And so you take me through the process, capture my fingerprints, go into the verification platform to pull my details. You cannot say you have verified the person. And a lot of banks had issues with their customers who procured loan services from them. Now they are chasing them, they can't even find them. Because instead of using the platform, the verification platform, they did photocopies. And just a few weeks ago, there's a bank that wrote to us seeking for the data of a certain gentleman. We went into the system, and the records the bank brought were not in the system. It means the gentleman used a fake identity to secure the loan, and now he's at large. So it's in the interest of the institutions and all of us to do proper biometric verification when you are dealing with someone, or when you are offering services that require verification.
Okay.
As I speak with you, we are strengthening our laws. And so when Parliament resumes, we are going to put before them some amendments.
Okay.
And when passed, it will allow us as an authority to sanction institutions that will go ahead to run photocopies of the Ghana card.
That's good to know, William. I think that when Parliament resumes and you do this amendment, we'll pick up on this conversation. But thank you as well for joining us on the show this morning. I'm certain that people are quite informed this morning. I'd like to remind you that the AM show, it's sponsored by Kenoga Company Limited and Syntex Tank as well. Let me remind you that Habitat Fair, you can make your dream home a reality with EcoBank. Step into your ideal home or transform your current space into one that truly reflects your style and comfort, all with the support from EcoBank. EcoBank has once again partnered with Joy News to bring you an exciting experience at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. And this year's edition makes your journey to a comfortable modern home even more accessible and affordable. With EcoBank's Buy Now, Pay Later, you can easily renovate, upgrade or furnish your home to suit your taste and lifestyle. Whether it's elegant home, decor, modern furniture, essential electronics like laptops, phones or solar energy solutions, EcoBank has the right financing tailored to your lifestyle. From staying connected with the latest devices to embracing sustainable living, our flexible consumer loans, assets finance, and salary advance products are designed to help you bring your vision to life. So go and enjoy competitive interest rates, convenient repayment terms, and fast approval from a bank that understands your needs. Visit this stand and take the first step towards the home and lifestyle you deserve. Comfortable home starts with EcoBank. Be part of it. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. You're watching the AM show, and again, let's play some game. ABC game is paying big, and your name could be the next. Dial *262#. Pick any 3 letters, stake from 5 Ghana, and win up to 1 million Ghana cedis. With daily draws at 10 a.m., 5 p.m. on Adum TV and 9 p.m. You can play multiple times a day. And for the bold players, Friday jackpot is the real deal. 1 letter, 3 times stake. 2 letters, 8 times stake. 3 letters, any order, 200 times stake. Exact order, 2,000 times stake. 20,000 Ghana cedis and more at stake. Play more than 10 Ghana cedis per round to increase your winnings. Licensed by the NLA under the Caritas platform. You're watching the AM show. Please stay.